Live from WOWT, this is our First Alert 6 weather day.
And good morning, everyone. Nick Weig here with you in the dark, apparently. There we go. Sorry about that. Nick Weig here with you from the Alert Center here, First Alert 6 in Omaha. We are beginning our live stream this morning as a line of strong to severe showers and thunderstorms are moving through, entering the eastern Nebraska area at this hour. And we do have a number of severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, so we're going to go ahead and get those scrolling here on the screen, as well as getting some of our new information updated here. So let's go ahead and begin with live First Alert radar here, and you can see the severe thunderstorms that are moving through areas north and west of Columbus right now. And we'll go ahead and get you some of the information on these warnings. Right now, the Humphrey area has a severe thunderstorm warning. This is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 3 o'clock this morning. Considerable severe thunderstorm warning for a large portion there just west of Norfolk, as these continue to move to the east-northeast has been kind of the general motion of these severe thunderstorms. Also, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for portions of Greeley, Howard, Merrick, and Nance County until 2:45 this morning, so about another 20 minutes. You can see these warnings scrolling at the bottom of your screen as well, and then a severe thunderstorm warning for Holt and Wheeler County until 2:45 this morning. So this is a line that has been moving across the state now for several hours, producing several wind reports. You can see the account of storm reports in Iowa and Nebraska over the last 24 hours, and then the most recent reports scrolling there from the last 3 hours in Nebraska and Iowa. And you can see we have seen some wind gusts passing the 70 mile per hour mark, and that would be why we've seen, in the case of the most recent severe thunderstorm warning, that is now in effect for portions of Madison, Platte, Antelope, and Boone County until 3 o'clock. This is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning because winds could be topping 70 miles per hour. Now, these storms are moving rather quickly to the east at about 60 miles per hour, so they are going to continue to move through the area over the early morning hours. Now, of course, I know a lot of people are going to be asking about the Omaha metro area. It is possible that some strong to severe thunderstorms could be moving through the metro area, especially once we get closer to the 4 to 6 o'clock time frame this morning. So if you have an early morning commute, you're going to want to stick with us here as we monitor these storms as they continue to push off to the east. I want to go out now and take you to a live DOT camera. This is in the Humphrey area. This is a live picture from the Nebraska Department of Transportation, in the Madison area, I should say, north of Humphrey, southwest of Norfolk, and getting a bit of some of the approaching storm. You see the lightning flashes beginning to pick up there, a little bit of rain falling, it appears, but no strong winds at this particular moment in that area. But again, this is an area that we're going to be keeping a very close watch of as these storms continue to push off to the east at about 60 miles per hour. I'm going to go ahead and put, that is not the right graphic. I apologize for that. Go ahead and put the radar image there. As you can see, we're going to probably flip these around so we can take a closer look at the radar. Let me take care of that here. There, we're going to flip those around. And as you can see there, again, we're looking at Highway 81 in the Madison area between Humphrey and Norfolk. And this is kind of on the eastern edge of that considerable severe thunderstorm warning you see on your screen. Looks like we've lost our radar image. We're going to get that back here in just a moment. There we go. And I want to go ahead and throw this into motion for the last hour. Whoops, apologize. Let's go back to live First Alert radar here, and we'll go ahead and put it into motion. And you can see how quickly this is moving, and also you can see that kind of that bowing out structure moving through the warned areas, very indicative of some very strong winds on the front node of that kind of bowing out area, approaching the Humphrey area right now. That is where we expect to see the strongest winds. If we switch over to velocity now, we can see some very intense winds being detected by radar embedded in these storms. And certainly approaching the 60 to 70 mile per hour range on these winds. So definitely a concern in these areas. We'll switch over to a different scan here. And certainly picking up some very strong indications of some strong winds within these storms. We have not had any reports of tornadoes recently. I don't think that is the concern right now. The primary threat is going to be for strong damaging winds, as you can see here. That bowing out signature that we look out for right here, very indicative of strong winds on the leading edge of this line of severe thunderstorms moving into the Humphrey area. We also have some strong to severe thunderstorms moving into the Norfolk area as well. Also watching out for an isolated threat of some hail as well. So we're going to take a quick look at that and see if we're seeing any hail cores in here. And this could be some embedded hail, but nothing that's suggesting large damaging hail. These storms are moving very quickly and have a long history, as you can see on the counter there in the upper left, of producing a lot of damaging winds. So right now the concern is with that strong damaging wind threat, especially along that bowing area you see at the center of your screen. As these, again, continue to push off to the east at about 60 miles per hour. I'm going to check and see if we have any updates from the National Weather Service here on our newest warning. Not at this time. Again, the severe thunderstorm warning, we do have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings right now that are considerable severe thunderstorm warnings. The one you see on your screen, Greeley, Howard, Merrick, and Nance, that is largely moving out of that area right now, with the exception of areas just west of Columbus. Severe thunderstorm warning you see now scrolling for Holt and Wheeler County. That is a general severe thunderstorm warning for the potential of 60 miles an hour. This warning goes for about another 13 minutes, but I would that is very quickly exiting that area as well. So the concern continuing to push off to the east right now, as we continue to have a severe thunderstorm warning for portions, a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Madison, Platte, Antelope, and Boone counties until 3 o'clock this morning. Tyler over on Facebook asking whether or not these storms will stay north of Omaha. You know, the models have been going both ways on that through the evening hours last night that I was keeping an eye on, and it's kind of a wash. I think it's a safe bet we're going to see some showers and thunderstorms in the metro area later this morning. Whether or not they're severe remains to be seen. They've certainly been getting close at times the last couple of days, but the atmosphere is a little bit more charged than what we've seen the last couple of nights and mornings here in the metro area. And so, yes, there is a concern we could see some severe weather. Again, I think the primary threat as these approach eastern Nebraska is going to be for strong damaging winds rather than necessarily seeing any type of hail or tornadoes with these storms. So again, that's the primary concern we have right now. And I don't foresee that changing. One other thing we're going to have to keep an eye out for as we continue to move through the early morning hours is the potential for some heavy rain as well. Now, these are moving very quickly right now. Again, moving at about 60 miles per hour to the east, which is really fueling that severe weather threat. If we see this start to slow down, it kind of enters the final phase of a thunderstorm complex, or mesoscale convective system, we often call it. and that would suggest that it is beginning to transition to more of a heavy rain threat. And so we need to watch out for that. We don't know when exactly that transition will take place. It could happen around or near the metro area. It could happen further to our east. Right now, the Storm Prediction Center does expect these storms to continue to push off to the east. Hopefully that will at least mean we'll get the bulk of these storms out of the area before the prime time for the morning commute, as we're anticipating these storms approaching the Omaha metro area probably closer to that 4 to 5 o'clock time frame. And so unfortunately, if those that are light sleepers are probably going to get woken up by this, and so that's why we wanted to get on the stream here, so that you have a better understanding what's going on. We're still a couple of hours away from First Alert 6 this morning, and so we wanted to make sure we get the stream up and running as we're monitoring these severe thunderstorms moving through the area. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put back the Nebraska Department of Transportation image. This is Highway 81, I believe, in the Madison area, north of the Humphrey area, south of the Norfolk area. There's a kind of a severe thunderstorm, as it looks like they have gone ahead and issued a new considerable severe thunderstorm warning for this cell and the one approaching as well. So let's go ahead and get that information on the screen here. Severe thunderstorm warning, again, a considerable severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for portions of Colfax, Madison, Platte, and Stanton counties until 3:15 this morning. There you see the new warning now scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Severe thunderstorm warning, again, considerable for the potential of 70 mile per hour winds as the storm continues to move to the east at 60 miles per hour. So moving very, very quickly. So that severe thunderstorm warning again for Colfax, Madison, Platte, and Stanton counties until 3:15 this morning. The primary threat, the potential for 70 mile per hour winds. We're getting a lot of reports of 60 mile per hour winds in association with this storm. It wasn't that long ago we received a 74 mile per hour wind report as well. So certainly capable of causing damage with winds that strong as this continues to push off to the east at 60 miles per hour. Last report from the National Weather Service was the severe thunderstorm was located 3 miles east of Lindsay, 19 miles east of Albion, moving to the east at 60 miles per hour. Let's go ahead and zoom in on some of these areas that we're keeping an eye on. And this is the main area of concern. Humphrey certainly is an area that needs to be prepared for some very strong winds to be moving through. As there, you can see that hump right there, right in the middle of the screen. That kind of bowing out segment, quite noticeably right now. Certainly, that is where we would expect to see some very strong winds on the leading edge of this storm system. I'm gonna pull up our DOT cameras. I believe there is a camera available in Humphrey. I want to confirm that. No, there's not. So this camera that we've had up is just north of that area. I think I might try and take a look at a camera south of Humphrey that might take more of a direct hit from this. If we can get this up. Looking at a camera near the Tarnov area that slowly but surely we're going to get up here. This is the intersection of Highway 81 and 385 near Tarnov. And this is an area right now that things are calm, but a very powerful thunderstorm is bearing down on this area. So we don't have control of these cameras, so you're going to see it move around from time to time. We don't have control over where it's exactly pointing, but it looks like it is, let's see, 2 miles east of Tarnov. And I'm going to try and pull that up here. So there you see that leading edge of what we anticipate to be some very strong winds approaching the Tarnov area. and the camera you're looking at is right here on the edge of this warned area. So that is the area we're going to monitor in the upper right portion of your screen, that live picture from the Nebraska Department of Transportation. Again, the intersection of Highway 81 and 385th Street, about 2 miles east of Tarnov. I'm going to go ahead and I want to leave that on there for just the time being. I'm going to go back and see some of the winds that we're seeing right now. A lot of embedded winds of 75 miles per hour, 65 miles per hour approaching this area. Now, I want to stress, when you're seeing these numbers on the screen of 60, 70 miles per hour, this is what the radar is measuring aloft, several thousand feet up in the atmosphere. So we may be getting 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, but they may not be reaching the ground. Still, this is a very, very clear signature of some very strong winds in this area, clear indicator of why this considerable severe thunderstorm warning is now in effect, as we're getting very clear evidence of some very, very strong winds embedded in this storm. And so a very dangerous situation. The good news is that most people are in their homes. They may just be getting woken up by the lightning and the thunder as the storm is approaching. And so the good news is we don't expect a lot of people to get caught outside in these thunderstorms, but still a dangerous storm system that we need to keep a very close eye on here through the early morning hours. I see Kayla asking about, again, the Omaha metro area. Again, we do expect showers and thunderstorms to move through the metro area, probably sometime between 4 and 5 o'clock, 4 to 6 o'clock time frame. Whether or not they're severe at that time, we don't know. But these storms have maintained their intensity, and they are moving quickly to the east at 60 miles per hour. So if you're not going back to bed, you do need to be prepared that we could see some strong damaging winds in the metro area. That is certainly a possibility at this very early hour. But right now the concern is in areas including Humphrey and Madison, and now a very, very troubling sign here. Tornado warning now in effect. Tornado warning now in effect for the Tarnov and Humphrey areas. I'm going to get the information here for you. Tornado warning in effect for portions of Madison, Colfax, Platte, and Stanton counties until 3:15 this morning. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 5 miles southeast of Lindsay, 20 miles northwest of Columbus, moving to the east at 40 miles per hour. This is radar indicated rotation. This does not mean that a tornado is on the ground at this time, but the radar is picking up a signature suggesting rotation. And there you see it right on the screen there, getting awfully close to the Tarnov area. I'm going to get that camera back up here in just a moment. There we go. And I'm going to really focus in on this area. This is the area of rotation that they are concerned about right now, approaching the Tarnov and Humphrey area. If you're in those areas and you're just getting woken up by this approaching storm, you need to seek shelter immediately. Tornado warning now in effect for a small portion of Colfax, Madison, Platte, and Stanton counties until 3:15 this morning for that area of rotation that has the possibility, again, just a possibility of producing a tornado bearing down on those areas right now. In the upper right portion of your screen, you can see a live picture from the Nebraska Department of Transportation. That's Highway 81 at 385th Street, about 2 miles east of Tarnov. So the area of rotation is going to pass very close to this camera, probably just a little bit to the north. And so this is what we're going to be focusing on. Almost the entire area you see on the radar right now is also under a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for the potential of 70 mile per hour winds. But the immediate concern right now is the potential for a spin up of a tornado in that red box in the middle of your screen. And I've circled the area of rotation that they are concerned about. I'm going to switch over to the correlation coefficient. Right now, we're not seeing any indication of any debris being detected that would suggest a tornado is on the ground. I'm kind of rolling the radar back here, not seeing anything there that suggests a tornado is in fact on the ground. But there is the area of rotation, and that is certainly strong enough that it could produce a tornado at any moment. This is the area of rotation right in between Tarnov and Humphrey. Relatively tight on the leading edge of the storm, certainly capable of producing a tornado. No indication it is producing a tornado at this time, but for folks in Humphrey and Tarnov and the surrounding areas, you need to seek shelter immediately. This is a dangerous situation, as you are now under a tornado warning until 3:15 this morning. So we're going to keep a very close eye on this. I want to switch over to one of our other scans here and see. It's kind of switching in between modes here. Here on the base velocity, getting a much clearer indication of that, what we would call gate to gate, where the greens and the reds, and in this case the blues, are really mixing together. And so we're going to continue to monitor this. We may be taking you into the studio as the rest of the First Alert 6 weather team begins to track this as well. And if when and if that happens, we will take you into the studio for that coverage. But right now, tornado warning, area of rotation in between Humphrey and Tarnov. You can see the rain, the sheets of rain beginning to fall there. Camera is just east of Tarnov. And we're seeing that the sheets of rain now whipping into that image as we speak. And that area of rotation does remain strong right now. So certainly the potential there just north of Tarnov. This camera is just east of Tarnov, and you can see now very intense winds on that camera. Again, that is a live picture from Tarnov, or just east of Tarnov, I should say. From the Nebraska Department of Transportation. And let's go ahead and take that full here for just a moment. And actually, I'm going to flip these cameras. There we go. So I want to leave the warning on the screen. That is not the correct interchange. But there you can see the very intense sheets of rain now falling across that area. Again, this is just east of Tarnov, where a tornado warning is now in effect. Tornado warning now in effect until 3:15 for areas including Tarnov, Humphrey, Creston, and Lee. As you can see these intense winds now approaching the Tarnov area. Again, this camera just east of the community, the rotation now just north of the community. But certainly getting an indication of the intense winds and rain embedded in these storms, and just very concerning seeing that area of rotation very tight, very strong, again just north of Tarnov. And we're going to continue to keep an eye on this camera. This is the clearest signal I think we can provide of just what we're dealing with here. Again, no confirmation, confirmation from radar or from spotters on the ground that there is a tornado on the ground. But again, this rotation is very strong and certainly capable of producing a tornado. Even if it doesn't produce a tornado, very, very strong winds moving through this area right now, as you can see live, just east of Tarnov along Highway 81 at the intersection of 385th Street. Let's go ahead and take you live now to First Alert 6 meteorologist in the studio for an update on the current situation.
We've had a quick spin up right around the Humphrey area, and I want to show you what this is looking like. We'll zoom in a little bit tighter here on this. This line is in and of itself capable of producing some 70-mile-per-hour gusts. But we've had one little spot here right on the edge of this where you can kind of see the radar's kind of doing this little curl shape. And that's the sort of thing we want to watch out for when we get these lines. That's where we can sometimes get the winds to spin and a tornado to be produced. And when I switch the mode of the radar, you're going to see here we kind of get the greens and the reds tight together. That's an indication of winds that are both going away and toward the radar. So when you get that, that's an indication that you're rotating and that there may be a tornado. This is radar indicated, why they issued this tornado, and you can see why. It does look like we have some spin happening right near Humphrey. So first alert, if you're in Humphrey, you need to be in your basement right now. If you are right around Humphrey, if you are just off to the east, start heading in that direction due to this possible tornado that may be moving its way off to the north and east. Now I've got right over here, I've got the National Weather Service chat. I'm going to keep an eye out for any kind of reports that may come in as we continue to follow this situation. But this is on the edge of an overall line of storms. Let me show back the radar here, where we have a lot of lightning, we got some heavy rainfall, the capability of having some 70-mile-per-hour winds with these. We have severe thunderstorm warnings that are in place in this area from about Norfolk down through Humphrey to Columbus and then back off to the west. A lot of those will be going through about the 3 to 3:15 time frame with that cluster of warnings. But then we have to watch that area where we have that tightened circulation. It's always a concern when we get these lines of storms. So again, that's right in this area where what you're looking at here is the red is the wind that's going away from the radar. The green is what's coming toward the radar. And when you get that very tight like that, that's where you could start to see some rotation and the indication that there is a tornado. So with the fact that that has kind of gotten a little bit tighter here over the last 5 to 10 minutes, that's the reason that warning ended up getting issued. Let me put a track on this here. We'll zoom out and get that cone drawn for you. This is just the beginning of what's likely going to be a very busy morning as we track this line making its way through. Newest scan just came in there. It doesn't look quite as tight as it did with the reds and the greens. So that's good news when we don't have that as the case. But if you're in Creston, if you're downstream of this, maybe just a little off to the north of Lee there in southern Cumming County, I would still urge you to go ahead and get in your basement with the possibility that this could tighten back up as we continue to see the situation evolve. At any rate, you're looking at the possibility of wind gusts that are up around 70 miles per hour. So again, let me get that cone for you so you can kind of track right around where that was. I believe we were moving this about 40 miles per hour, so I'm going to have to, you'll need to ignore this one. I'm going to have to redraw this. We'll zoom out so we can get a little bit of a better look at the full situation here. All right, so we're right around Humphrey with this, moving in generally about this direction. So when you're doing roughly something like that, Creston, you're looking at that arriving in your area here within about the next 10 minutes. So again, I would urge you to get in the basement if you are not already, if you are in the Creston area, if you're in southern Cumming County as that continues to make its way toward you. Let me give you the overall view of what we've got going on again with something we'll watch for with any of these kind of lines is any little notches that may form. Those are the kind of spots where you may be looking at some spin trying to develop. And then overall, when you see kind of a bowing structure on the radar, that's where you're seeing the winds rush out from these storms. And we have had the bowing structure. You can see plenty of lightning. Let me see if I can just turn that off and loop this here. So there's the overall radar, and you can kind of see that bowing structure that's in place there. That's where we have our strongest winds, and within that, the brief indication that we had some really tight circulation there on our one spot there right near Humphrey. So I'm continue to monitor this with that looking a little bit looser. You'll still want to take that seriously with that warning going through 3:15 there as that gets to the south of Norfolk and makes its way into Cumming County. It's going to be a morning where we continue to build these storms here on the south side. You can see these are still a little far away from the metro at this point. I am expecting as we get closer to about 4 to 6 a.m., we'll likely have storms beginning to develop on the south side of this and sweep those into the metro, and we'll have to watch for severe risk with those as well. In the meantime, we are on streaming where we are tracking these storms, and we'll continue to keep you posted with the latest on this. If we do have any big developments with this, we will be sure to come back in. Again, and that's tornado warning for parts of northern Platte County into southwestern Cumming County, and that lasts through 3:15. Stay safe, and we'll continue to keep you posted.
All right, Jared, thank you. Nick Weig back here in the Alert Center as we're continuing to monitor this tornado warning now in effect for portions of the Humphrey and Tarnov and Creston areas as well, just southeast of Madison. We've been monitoring a camera there in the Tarnov area. I want to go back to that right now because it is rather intense. Winds have continued there for some time. Obviously, no indication that a tornado has touched down. Still getting some rotation indicated on the radar, not quite as tight as it was a short time ago, but still you can see the intense winds in the area in association with this as the storm continues to push off to the east at about 60 miles per hour rather quickly. Now beginning to exit the Tarnov area, some of the strongest winds very close to where this camera is located. I want to go ahead and put the radar back up here. And we're zoomed in quite a bit here as obviously we don't have the radar very big. I really want to keep an eye on this camera as it is still functioning. But we're going to zoom in. This is right in between Tarnov and Creston, and still getting some very strong velocity signatures in that area. So may not be a tornado, but certainly some extremely strong winds there, as you can see live. This is just east of Tarnov along Highway 81 at the intersection of 385th Street. This is a Nebraska Department of Transportation camera showing the intense lightning, the strong winds, and heavy rainfall associated with this strong thunderstorm moving through the area. So this is going to continue to push off to the east at about 60 miles per hour. That has been the general motion of these storms for some time now. And as we zoom out, a large area of very strong winds. We're going to go ahead and switch back to the reflectivity here as they continue to push off to the east. And we're going to have to continue to monitor some of this development to the south. The atmosphere east of these storms here in the metro area points west, still very, very charged. A lot of energy available for these storms to continue developing. We did just get an update from the Storm Prediction Center that they do expect these strong gusts to continue at least across a narrow swath as they cross through eastern Nebraska and somewhere between Omaha and Tacoma, and then crossing into western Iowa sometime around 4 to 5 this morning. So the 4 o'clock time frame, the 4 o'clock hour, are going to be very critical for the Omaha metro area. At the very least, we're likely to see some strong thunderstorms, could see some severe winds as they push through, as this intense portion of this cell continues to push off to the east at about 60 miles per hour. The other thing that's fueling these storms is we have a very intense, it's called a rear inflow jet. And this is rushing winds into these storms on the back end and pushing them. And this inflow is coming at about 80 plus miles an hour. Now, this is, of course, well up in the atmosphere. That does not mean there are 80-mile-an-hour winds at the surface. But at some of the mid-levels, the radar is really picking up on some extremely intense winds in this area, and that is what is fueling these storms moving quickly and also producing these very strong winds. There is a potential that these storms will maintain their intensity, as could go as far as the greater Des Moines area remaining capable of producing severe winds all the way up to about 6 or 7 o'clock this morning. So we're going to be monitoring this likely for several hours here, as it is just about 3 o'clock here in the Omaha metro, and these storms are going to be making their way across the First Alert 6 viewing area for the next several hours. Looks like we do have an update on that tornado warning. I'm going to get that information for you here. Tornado warning does continue until 3:15. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located near Creston, 20 miles north of Columbus, moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. So a little bit of a slowdown, at least in that portion of the storm. Let's go ahead and zoom back in on that area, in the Creston area, and we'll go ahead and take this full, as it looks like things are beginning to at least a little bit calm down in the Tarnov area. So we'll go ahead and take first alert radar here full, and there you see the Creston area right now. If we switch over to velocity, still a little bit broader rotation, but certainly does have the potential of tightening up and could produce a brief tornado. Regardless of a tornado touchdown or not, this area can expect to see some very intense winds as reports continue to come in. Just checking with the National Weather Service here in Omaha. No additional updates that I can see at this time. We do still have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect for most of the First Alert 6 viewing area, including the Omaha Metro, until 8 o'clock this morning. As these storms, for now, are expected to maintain their intensity as they continue to push off to the east at 40 to 60 miles per hour. And I think I just accidentally closed radar. Let me get this back here real quick. There we go. So we have our one small tornado warning and our one considerable severe thunderstorm warning. We will have to see what the Weather Service does here. Still some rotation in that Creston area right now, so the tornado warning will continue at least until 3:15 this morning. Clarkson, you will be next in the path of this storm that has the capability of producing a tornado. Let's see if we have any other cameras that we can pull up in that area. As this is now pushing off from the Tarnov area, we do have a camera just east of Clarkson, so we're gonna get that set up as the storm is approaching that area now, and see if that camera is up and running. It looks like it is. Get this set up right now. So let's go ahead and take you live to that. And actually, it looks like somebody decided to maybe just let the storm pass. As you saw a semi there parked on the side of the road. This is the intersection of Highway 91 and Highway 15, about 4 miles east of Clarkson. As you can see the camera spinning around there, this is kind of its, presume its resting spot there. But the camera's still spinning around. You can see again as the storm is approaching, a little bit of rain, some very vivid lightning as the storm continues to push to the east at anywhere between 40 and 60 miles per hour. So we will have to see what the National Weather Service decides to do as that tornado-warned storm is approaching the Clarkson area within the next 20 minutes or so. Okay, so we are going to get another new tornado warning. This will likely include the Clarkson area. And we just lost the camera. Hopefully we can get that back. The National Weather Service says that the rotation is strong and persistent, as that camera is coming back online right now. And here is that new tornado warning that has just been issued. This is replacing the smaller warning you see on the left side of your screen. Tornado warning for portions of Cumming, Colfax, Platte, Dodge, and Stanton counties until 3:30 this morning. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Lee or 19 miles northeast of Columbus, moving to the east at 45 miles per hour. So Clarkson, you are next in line for this tornado-warned storm. If you're just getting woken up by the thunder and the lightning and the rain outside, you need to seek shelter. Even if this does not produce a tornado, it does have the capability of producing very strong, damaging winds in excess of 70 miles per hour. But right now, the main concern, as you see on the bottom of your screen, a tornado warning now in effect for portions of Colfax, Cumming, Dodge, Platte, and Stanton counties until 3:30 this morning. I want to go ahead and go back to our DOT camera in the Clarkson area, just east of Clarkson. And there you see the intense lightning still taking place there as that storm is approaching that area. I want to go ahead and put this, you know what, I think I'm going to flip this here. And we're going to go ahead and put that camera, as the stuff hasn't really gotten going just yet in the Clarkson area. We'll put that in the upper right portion of the screen, and I want to take a closer look at the winds being detected by the radar here, and you can see that intense area of rotation. It's still pretty tight, certainly capable of producing a tornado, and we're getting a little bit of tighter rotation in there. So again, this new tornado warning is in effect until 3:30. Right now that rotation, as the Weather Service just said, right over Lee as we speak. Next in line is Clarkson in the next few minutes. So people in this area, if you're just being woken up, your EAS may have gone off on your phone alerting you to the tornado warning. This is for the potential of a tornado, radar indication of rotation that could produce a tornado at any moment. Even if there is no tornado, 70 to perhaps 80 mile per hour winds are possible in this area around Clarkson and Lee. So you need to seek shelter immediately. This is a dangerous situation as this tornado warning now has just been issued for portions again of Colfax, Cumming, Dodge, Platte, and Stanton counties until 3:30 this morning. As we back the radar out a little bit, you can see this very large area far behind this storm of some still intense winds back towards Tarnov and Humphrey. But again, right now the concern is here between Clarkson and Lee, especially Lee right now. Now we're seeing winds moving away from the radar, winds moving towards the radar. You can see here what could be a bit of an inflow into this area of rotation, and then very intense outflow winds moving in the opposite direction right around Lee. So if there is a rotation in the storm, it is probably just passing over Lee right now. It certainly could be capable of producing a brief tornado, but even if it doesn't, again, I can't stress this enough, even if it doesn't, there are very, very intense winds in this area right now. Again, in the upper right portion of your screen, you're looking at a live picture just east of Clarkson from the Nebraska Department of Transportation. We're going to leave that on the screen as the storm is approaching that area, and winds will almost undoubtedly be picking up here rather quickly. I believe this camera may be looking to the east, away from the thunderstorm. If there are in fact inflow winds there, it looks like they are crossing, moving towards the camera. So that would indicate that this camera is looking to the east. And those winds, as this passes over, will likely shift as the outflow crosses over this area. Just to double check here, I want to take a look at the correlation coefficient. No indication that a tornado is on the ground at this time. This is the debris detector, and this gives us an indication of if a tornado has in fact kicked debris up in the air. We are not seeing that. We are seeing some lighter colors, but that could be indicative of perhaps some debris being kicked up, some vegetation or something being kicked up by some strong winds. But nothing in there suggesting that there is a tornado on the ground right now. Still, this rotation is certainly capable of producing a tornado quickly. And we could see that, and that is why this tornado warning remains in effect until 3:30 this morning. Jess asking on Facebook, if these are going east, why do they keep warning them northeast, and why are they going diagonally and not just straight across? It has a lot to do with the dynamics, and you know what, I should probably, and I apologize because we're obviously very focused on this tornado warned area. We'll talk about that more in just a minute, but let's go back to the studio where Jarrett is providing an update on the situation right now.
Cumming County here and continuing to push its way off to the east. Again, this tornado warning goes through about 3:30 this morning. So let me track this for you, get the speed of what we're looking at here. We also have severe thunderstorm warnings in the same general line as a result of the possibility of 70-mile-per-hour winds. So you're going to notice the wind picking up. There's a lot of lightning with this and some pretty heavy rainfall as well. So these storms moving about 45 miles per hour. So we'll need to zoom out a little bit further here on this one to track that for you. So let's give you an indication here. You're looking at right about where those greens and reds are a little tighter. So track that about 45 miles per hour or so to the northeast. So roughly in that area. If you're in the area of West Point, eventually this is going to be heading toward you around 3:45. But Clarkson, Howells, Dodge, Snyder, you all want to be seeking shelter with this starting to barrel down into your area as we see that rotation kind of maintaining on radar. And that's an indication that we may still have something happening here. Take a look at the debris, and thankfully I'm not seeing anything show up on this. That would be an indication that we would have something on the ground confirmed, but that is not the case. We do still have that radar indication where we have those reds and greens pretty tight together. Let me show you the overall radar, and you can see there's some pretty heavy rainfall with this. There's a lot of lightning as these storms make their way through. And when I put this in motion, you'll kind of see how this is proceeding, and you can see how that lightning just really swells up in these storms. Anytime you start to get that kind of little hook look to it, that's where you're starting to try to rotate a little bit. That started up around Humphrey, and we've had that off and on showing up as it's continued to make its way off to the east. So again, right around Clarkson, if you're downstream, Howells, Dodge, eventually as you get closer to West Point, you want to be seeking shelter now with that storm that's capable of producing a tornado making its way in your direction. Do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that you probably saw pop on here as this continues to the east. Possibility of at least 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and maybe even some quarter-size hail for Burt, Colfax, Cumming counties, as well as Dodge, Madison, Platte, and Stanton. That warning goes until 4 o'clock. So it's going to be a busy morning with this line of storms making its way in. Let me show you the overall view of what we've got going on here. And you can see it's a line of storms that extends all the way back past York. The strongest of it is concentrated here just to the northwest of the metro. Those moving to the east, but you notice that we still have storms that extend all the way back to the south and west. Those will fill in and eventually make their way toward the metro. So we'll be tracking this all morning long. I want to zoom back in, though, on this area where we have our warnings so we can continue to warn our folks up here of what they have going on. Let's check back in on the radar here with the wind signature, see if we still have that pretty tight. It's right about over Clarkson where we have not quite as tight as it was, which would be good news, but still tight enough that we could have a little bit of some rotation trying to show up with that. So if you're in Clarkson, if you're in Howells, eventually if you're toward the West Point area, you want to get in your basement, you want to make sure that you're seeking shelter with this on its way toward you. And this has been kind of off and on been showing up here for the last half hour or so since it was back around the Humphrey area. That was when we first had that tornado warning for an indication of some rotation with this. Warning for the severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Colfax, Madison, Platte, and Stanton counties, as well as Boone there, for some hail that could get up closer to ping pong ball size. So we are going to be looking at a little bit of some hail with these, definitely some wind up to 70 miles per hour in some parts of this line. And then, of course, we're going to continue to monitor this area where we have that rotation that's trying to show up there right around Clarkson. Let me put this in motion there with the radar once again.
Might be picking up speed a little bit. They put 55 miles per hour.
Okay, so
New severe thunderstorm.
so we're starting to get a little more speed there. Thanks for that, Rusty. So there's the overall picture of what we got. Let's zoom out a little bit here as you can get the overall scope of these. This is that line of storms that's making its way off to the east. And I think what we'll do here is we'll put this in still motion. We'll zoom out a little bit further and try to track this overall line for you, give you an idea of how that's kind of proceeding as it makes its way off to the east. And we're looking about 55 was the wording on that, so we get closer to that. Looking at some eastward progression, you put the whole line toward the West Point area. We talked about how they're getting close to getting toward that tornado warning, but continue to keep in mind you also have wind gusts that could be up around 60 to 70 miles per hour within this line, maybe some hail that gets quarter size or larger. So Scribner, Lyons, eventually this will make your way closer to the Tacoma area as well.
Hey, Jared, if you move ahead in my show a little bit here, go to the DOT cams.
Okay.
Nick brought up a shot of the Clarkson NDOT cam.
Okay, so we got an NDOT shot here. This is right near the Clarkson area. You can see how much lightning we've got going on. Torrential rain as well. That's an idea of what you're looking at here, right in the middle of these storms. And it's not a very pleasant experience for those who are in that area. So that's right around where we're tracking with that possible rotation that's showing up there on radar. So come back to the radar, and we're right around the Clarkson area here. So this is where you were just looking, and that's right about where we have that the edge of that tornado warning. We go back to the velocity here to see what the winds are doing in this area. Again, green is going toward the radar, red is away. When you get those tight together, that's an indication that you may be rotating. Still kind of some broad rotation that's showing up right around the Clarkson area, so we'll continue to keep an eye on this situation as that moves its way off to the east. We do have still that tornado warning in place there for the Colfax, Cumming, and Dodge area, and that goes through 3:30 here, I believe, was the time frame on that. New report of wind gust Newman Grove of 58 miles per hour. So in addition to the possibility that we could see some spin with some of these storms, we're also kicking out a lot of wind with these, and that was what you just saw on that DOT camera there right around Clarkson. As that moves through, you're getting all sorts of wind, all sorts of lightning, some torrential rain as well. Those are the sort of things we're going to be seeing with these as we continue forward. Notice they kind of have that little notch formation there that's showing up. That's what you got to watch out for the potential spin-ups in these kind of lines. And then we've also had this kind of bow out at times with the overall line, and that's where you can get those stronger winds really rushing out ahead of the storms. Let me zoom out a little bit further again, give you the overall scope of what we have going on, and I'll put this in motion. So we've got a lot of lightning going on. You've got those storms continuing off to the east. There's that bow that I was kind of talking about there that's showing up right around Clarkson. And we continue to have this line build in off to the south. So pretty stormy right now in Columbus. You're likely getting some gusts that are around that 50 mile per hour range or so right now. And then up to the upstream, you can see those storms continue to the north. But by far the strongest of those are kind of concentrated right in that area in the vicinity of Clarkson. So again, let's go back toward where we have this and track this forward for you. Put this at still. And we'll go right around this area here where we've had this rotation and then track this. We've been seeing the speed kind of pick up on these. So right around this area, we'll track this forward for you. So if you're in areas like Olean, West Point, Oakland, and eventually getting closer to Rosalie and there into Thurston County, you're in the track of where this tornado warning goes. So if you're in these places, you want to make sure you're seeking shelter. We've been watching the Dodge area. Hopefully you're in your shelter now as that continues to make its way off to the north and east. Let's see what the latest is that we're seeing.
About 50 miles per hour.
Get some 50 mile per hour or so gusts that are showing up. Oh, that's the speed of it. Okay. So we're still looking at these moving rather quickly. If I clear the screen here. Again, still looking at some broad rotation. The good news is we don't have those greens and reds really tight next to each other. That would be an indication of maybe trying to get a tornado to form. When you just have these more broad greens and reds, it's an indication that there is some spin, but it's not tight enough to produce that tornado that we would be watching. Still have the tornado warning that's in place there for portions of Colfax, Cumming, and Dodge counties. And we still have that in place here for another 15 minutes or so, I believe. Haven't had any new reports come in here out of this area, but you want to make sure you're taking this seriously. This is going to be another morning where we have a lot of activity going on. It's going to be a commute that ends up soggy in the metro. We don't have any kind of severe storms that are threatening the metro as of right now, but you can see when I switch to the radar mode how much is going on off to the north and west, and you may even be seeing some of that lightning as you look in that direction. I'm going to put this in motion so you can get an idea of how these are moving. You can see the strongest of these storms are going to go just to the north of the metro and eventually continue to make their way. Scribner, you're going to be right in the path of some pretty heavy rainfall here shortly. You're going to have a lot of lightning, wind gusts that'll rush out of this. And where we have that broad rotation, looks like it's going to go right to your north, be pretty close to the West Point area as well. We do have this severe thunderstorm warning that remains in place. As I click this warning here, you can see that that goes for 60 mile per hour winds that are possible, maybe even some quarter-size hail to 4 a.m. And that includes Colfax, Cumming, Dodge, and Platte counties. And then we do have the tornado warning that remains in place as well. That goes through 3:30 for some radar indicated rotation. Let's check back in on that. Get a little bit closer to this here. Still pretty broad rotation. I like seeing that it's not tight rotation. Did just get a report of 63 mile per hour winds in Howells, so we definitely have some wind with this. Hopefully, looks like we may be avoiding that more threatening tight rotation, but certainly have plenty of wind ongoing here as this line of storms makes its way through this area. Again, that was Howells, that 63 mile per hour report that just came in. So a lot of rain that's going to be coming down. Notice how bright those reds are. That's the torrential rains. Do we still have that Nebraska DOT camera available? So here's what it's looking like. Still raining pretty heavily. That rain around pretty impressively, and a fair bit of lightning. We may be about to lose that DOT shot. So let's come back out here to the radar here. Might be a result of some of the storms that are ongoing there in that area, why we have lost that shot. But here's what we got going on. We got that tornado warning that goes through 3:30, so we've got about 9 more minutes where that's in place. This is the area we've been watching with some of that kind of broader rotation that has at times gotten a little bit tighter. It's the reason they issued that tornado warning at first around the Humphrey area, and then we got that new one that was issued as that got closer to Clarkson and saw that rotation tighten back up again on radar. So it's kind of been ebbing and flowing with how tight that is. Right now it's pretty broad rotation that we have. And again, what we're looking for when we are trying to see if there's a tornado is if you start getting these greens and these reds really tight together. Right now you can see they're showing up in the same general area, which indicates some broad rotation, but it's not kind of pixels that are right next to each other. So that's what we're watching for when we have this mode of the radar on. We don't want to see the pixels next to each other. That's a bad thing. So the fact that what we have going on, that's encouraging that we don't have the tight rotation. But nonetheless, we do still have plenty of wind. We still have plenty of lightning and heavy rainfall with these as they continue to make their way into areas to the north and west of the metro. Yeah, pretty heavy rainfall coming in out of these. Looks like getting over an inch into the Stanton area of rain that has come down. Not surprised to see that. And that will be the case for those of you around Scribner, West Point, as those continue to make their way closer to you. Let's check out the hail on this. You can see there is some hail that is showing up in this. This is another reason why we have that severe thunderstorm warning that's in place. If we check out some of the estimation here on what we're looking at in some of these. Well, that's the severe thunderstorm warning that we have. But generally, we're looking at the possibility that we could maybe get up to about quarter size with some of these storms as they make their way off to the east. So I know we're focusing on the tornado warning, and rightly so, as well as the wind gusts, but don't get lost that we also are watching for that possibility of a little bit some larger hail in this as well. Let's go ahead and track this again. So we'll go a little further here with the zoom, and that will allow us to give you a better idea of what we're looking at with where this is heading. We'll go to this mode so that way we can track that for you. About 50 miles per hour is the latest on what we're looking at for speeds. Okay, so if we track that to the east-northeast, which has been the general direction of these, you're looking at the Olean area. You want to be in your shelter now with that barreling into your area. And then eventually, if this holds together, you're heading toward West Point and Oakland and Craig. So there, as you get closer to Thurston counties and Burt counties, you are going to be in the line of this. So we'll continue to keep an eye on this. So far, we haven't seen that indication of getting very tight with the rotation once again. But this has had a little bit of a habit of broadening and then tightening back up here over the last 45 minutes or so. We'll continue to keep an eye on this as long as we have this warning. We'll stay on and continue to keep you warned. Torrentially raining in parts of the area. That's not surprising to get that report coming in. So zoom out a little bit further. Here's the overall picture of what's going on. You can see the storms that are the strongest continue to be in place right around the Clarkson area, back over towards Scribner. They're going to be knocking on the door of Burt and Thurston counties here shortly as those continue to the east-northeast. Do have that tornado warning that goes for another 5 minutes or so, with the possibility of seeing some rotation showing up on radar at times with that. And then the overall picture here, you are looking at this line of storms continue to make their way in. I do expect we'll likely form a few more storms here on the south side of this, the way things have been looking on models here this morning. So we will likely have a soggy commute once again in the metro. So be ready for that. Yesterday we had that, especially in the early part of the commute, and it did cause a lot of issues in that part of the commute. So be prepared for that once again, even if so far the strongest storms have stayed to the north of the metro. We'll take a look at the velocity once again here, see if we're getting any tightening happening on this. That does look a little tighter than it did before, and the area I'm looking at here is right here to the north and east of Howells. You kind of get a few of those pixels starting to get a little bit tighter there. So that's the indication for a little bit of some rotation that's been off and on showing up with this storm as it's made its way to the north and east. So with that being the case, we're getting close to the end of this tornado warning that's currently in place. We'll see if they end up expanding this here in the next couple of minutes. But let me track that for you again with where that rotation is showing up a little bit tighter once again. So again, West Point, you're about a little over 10 minutes away from this being in. I would be seeking shelter with that starting to look like it's heading in your direction. Then eventually that will make its way closer to Oakland, Nebraska, and into the Craig and Takema areas there in Burt County. Looks like we have a large tree knocked down in the Stanton area. South of Norfolk, a semi blown over. So you're looking at a lot of these kind of indications of very strong winds with these storms, and do have the capability that some of these could produce some 60 to perhaps 70 mile per hour winds as they continue to make their way off to the east. Let's zoom out a little bit again, and this is what we're looking at. Put this in motion here. And as these make their way in, it was just south of Norfolk. We did have that line make its way through. That's where you saw that kind of hook a little bit. That's one of the things we watch for there with strong winds. And then if it becomes a tighter hook, you can sometimes get a rotation out of that. So I'm not all that surprised that we're getting reports of trees knocked down as a result of what we've been seeing here. waiting indication here on whether that new, if they will renew that tornado warning as this current one expires. That one will be done in about 2 minutes here. So that's the area that we've been looking at. I'll zoom in again and check out the velocity on this. Doesn't look as tight as it did. That's an encouraging sign. They're to the north and west of Scribner and heading toward West Point. If you're in West Point, I would continue to take that seriously and continue to seek shelter, just with the history that this has had of kind of tightening periodically. But this is encouraging that we don't have that being quite as tight as it was looking just a little bit ago. I know we were looking there. Was there anything interesting you saw on the NDOT cameras there?
No, just bouncing around a little bit. I was south of Norfolk, and it just showed rain.
Okay, so
that one's near Scribner that we have up right now.
okay, we got a camera near Scribner. Let's check out the view near Scribner right now and see if there's anything interesting showing up there on the. Okay, we're not getting the camera available. Okay, so basically what you're going to be seeing with these is some pretty heavy rainfall that's coming down, some lightning, and then okay, so just some lightning showing up there. Okay, so there's what you got, and this is around Scribner. So this is just out ahead of where we're seeing some of those stronger storms showing up. This will look a lot busier here in about 5 minutes or so if you're in Scribner. You're just about to get into some of the heaviest rain. We got an update here. So still no indication. That current one has just expired. You saw that go away there on the map right around the to the northwest of Scribner there. So they have let that tornado warning expire. I think given the situation, we will we'll continue streaming coverage of the severe storms, and if we end up with any indication that we are looking at anything more serious happening, we will be sure to pop back on here and give you that update. But you can continue watching severe coverage on streaming. Stay safe, and we'll continue to keep you posted.
All right, Jared, thank you. That was an update from the Weather Center as we are continuing our extended severe weather coverage here from the Alert Center. Nick Weig here with you, First Alert 6, as we're watching this line of strong to severe thunderstorms making its way across the area. I know while we were joining Jared in the Weather Center, we had a lot of people asking again about the Omaha metro area, asking, is this stuff going to go north of us? The area under a warning right now, yes, that is going to go north of the metro area. But I wanted to put the radar into motion, and you need to look to the south of that warning as we're seeing some intensification on the southern edge of this line of thunderstorms. So it is likely here within the next couple hour or two, we're going to be seeing at least some strong thunderstorms in the metro area, and we cannot rule out the potential for some strong damaging winds in the metro area. So if the concern about this has got you up and you're not going back to sleep, I can tell you that we are going to see some thunderstorms here in the metro area within the next hour or two. And it will have the potential of producing some strong damaging winds. I want to go back out to that DOT camera we were showing you near Scribner. As we said, things were going to get a little busy there in the next few minutes, and that is just beginning. I believe we are looking to the east again. Actually, I believe we're looking to the north. We are looking to the north. And so we're seeing some winds. This time it's beginning to look a little more what we call outflow dominant. The winds appear to be moving away from the storm, and that is a good sign, at least when it comes to rotation. But the bad news is straight line winds can be just as strong as a tornado, and we do still have the potential of 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. Now, right now, all that is in effect is a severe thunderstorm warning for Burt, Colfax, Cumming, Dodge, Madison, Platte, and Stanton counties until 4 o'clock this morning. This is a general severe thunderstorm warning, the primary threat being the potential for 60 mile per hour winds. You can see there as the storm is approaching the Scribner area that the wind is picking up. I'm going to go ahead and put the radar on the upper right portion of your screen, and we're going to zoom in on this area where this camera is. And I believe this is just north of Scribner. So just coming into the heaviest portion of this cell. This is the intersection, I believe, of highways 81 and 275. So this is, let me get my handy dandy drawing tool here. This is where that camera is located. So just entering the stronger winds, the heavier rains in that area, but not seeing as organized of a bowing segment that we were seeing earlier. So hopefully the winds, at least in this portion of the storm, are beginning to ease off a little bit. But we do have reports of damage. And if we look here well behind the leading edge of these storms, you see those lighter greens over by Schuyler and Clarkson. That is a clear indication that there are still some strong winds well embedded within these thunderstorms as they are pushing off to the east, anywhere between 40 and 50 miles per hour. As you see the winds picking up there on the live image from the Nebraska Department of Transportation. Want to zoom out here, and again, we're seeing some intensification south of Schuyler, approaching David City, west of Wahoo. This is not a warned severe thunderstorm. There's not a warned storm at all south of Schuyler and Fremont. But the potential is that we will continue to see some intensification, and we could see some bowing out on the southern side of this complex of showers and thunderstorms moving through our area early this morning. So we will be keeping an eye on that. We will be seeing some showers and thunderstorms during especially the early morning hours of the morning commute here in the metro area. And there does remain the potential that we could see some severe conditions in the metro area. The primary threat continues to be strong, damaging winds. Again, you're looking at a live picture from the intersection of Highway 91 and 275 near Scribner. And you can see the winds picking up. Very, very intense lightning with these storms as well as they are making their way through. This camera is looking to the north, I believe away from Scribner, as the more intense portion of the storm is now passing over that area. Severe thunderstorm warning again for this area remains in effect until 4 o'clock this morning. Sarah over on Facebook says, no hail in Dodge, all past us now. That's good to hear. Yeah, we're not expecting a lot of hail with these storms. Wind is the main threat here, and I think that's going to continue through the rest of the morning, is that we're going to see wind. We're also going to see some very intense rainfall. It was just checking with the National Weather Service and received a report from Stanton County Emergency Management that they had already received nearly 1.5 inches of rain this morning, and of course they were still experiencing some heavy rain there. So some very, very heavy rainfall. Obviously, as this moves into the metro area, we could see some localized street flooding if we do get some intense rain bands here in the metro area. So something to watch out for if you do have to venture out early this morning. You do see some light traffic here in a rural part of Nebraska, at least managing to navigate this, but obviously visibility reduced greatly by those strong winds. You see those sheets of rain in the street lights there as the storm is now passing over the Scribner area. And again, severe thunderstorm warning continues for that area until 4 o'clock this morning. All right, let's go back to live first alert radar here and just kind of give you the lay of the land here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see this entire complex stretching from I-80 up to Columbus, approaching Fremont, over to the Tacoma area as well. And if we put this in motion, you can see where we really got those intense winds being detected, right where that bowing out, as we call it, that bowing shape, really took effect. If we go back to the live mode here, this is where we expect to see the most intense winds, as you see that kind of that stretching out ahead of the line of thunderstorms. And we're going to have to keep an eye on seeing a bit of an outflow boundary here. If this does continue to pop up showers and thunderstorms along this boundary, we could see some of those approach severe limits as well. So again, as we said, certainly going to see some thunderstorms in the metro area in the next hour or two, and the potential is there that we could see some strong damaging winds as they pass over the area. The one bit of good news, obviously, there's plenty of precipitation behind this leading edge, but this leading edge, at least so far, has been moving rather quickly through the area. Last report moving east at 40 miles per hour, so it has slowed down from about an hour or two ago as these storms were moving closer to 60 miles per hour. And if that trend continues, that could begin to reduce the severe weather threat this morning, but we are still going to have to watch out for the potential of some heavy rainfall, especially some localized flooding in areas if these continue to slow down and we end up with a whole mess of rain in the area. So just kind of a secondary thing we're going to have to watch out for if you're venturing out later this morning. But right now, as we're approaching 3:40 in the morning, a very, very intense line of showers and thunderstorms moving through the area, and we do have that one large severe thunderstorm warning that remains in effect for Platte, Stanton, Burt, Colfax, Cumming, Dodge until 4 o'clock this morning. Isabella on Facebook asking about how north is the heavy parts of the storm supposed to go. Well, we're still seeing some strong thunderstorms north of Tacoma, but those remain not severe. If the storms continue to maintain their intensity, we're going to see some severe this is going to stretch into the Tacoma and Blair areas. It's going to pass over the Fremont areas. You could see some winds upwards of 50, maybe 60 miles per hour as they pass through. You're going to see a lot of lightning, a lot of rain as well. As these storms are really tapping into a lot of energy out there at this early hour, and continue to make their way through our area. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little tighter here on the radar. As we've been talking about the potential for severe weather in the metro area, I do want to remind you that most of the First Alert 6 viewing area, especially north of I-80, remains under a severe thunderstorm watch until 8 o'clock this morning. So we are we're going to be sticking with this for a while. Anna over on Facebook asking about another tornado warning. Always possible with these kind of bowing sections. The main concern is almost always strong damaging winds. However, as we saw earlier, we can get these areas of rotation embedded in these thunderstorms that suggest that they could be capable of producing a tornado. That could happen again, but again, I think the primary concern that people need to be worried about is just strong damaging winds, which can sometimes cause much more damage than a tornado. And we've seen wind reports, I believe, upwards of 74 miles per hour earlier this morning, and getting some reports of some trees down in some areas where these storms have passed over. Kiefer over on Facebook, do you see Gretna missing out on severe stuff this morning? TBD. Right now, the storms heading for the Gretna area are not severe, but they are strong. And we could see additional development south of the severe thunderstorm warned area. That's what we're going to be watching for the next hour or two as this crosses over us here in the metro and into western Iowa. So certainly a possibility. The potential for severe weather in most areas remains there this morning. But right now, the one severe area is going to pass north of the metro area, but that by no means means that we're out of the woods just yet. Undoubtedly, we're going to be getting to a point here in the next, I would say, 15 to 30 minutes where, especially on the west side of the metro, we're certainly going to probably start seeing some of that lightning in the area. Angie over on Facebook asking about Lincoln. Lincoln, you know what? I don't believe. Let me switch over to here. Lincoln, yes, Lincoln is on the outside edge of that severe thunderstorm watch. And again, I'll try and zoom this in a little bit. This is a bit of a lower resolution. But what we're watching out for Lincoln and for the Omaha metro area is right here where we're seeing some new development. And especially if we start seeing the storms to the north weaken a little bit, slow down a little bit, we could see some renewed energy on the south side of this complex, and so that is why the severe thunderstorm warning or severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect for much of the area. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is obviously to be expected. This is an extension of the existing severe thunderstorm warning. The info will be on there it is on the bottom of your screen right now. But severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for portions of Burt, Cumming, Dodge, and Washington counties until 4:30 this morning. The primary threat again, 60-mile-per-hour winds. The hail threat is just for small hail. So again, we continue to see straight line winds being the main concern with these storms as they are pushing through the area, and we can get a first-hand look at that with the velocity scans. And yeah, you can see even behind the leading edge here, where we see kind of that bowing signature that's just kind of a classic indicator of strong winds. But even well behind it, look at all this area by Schuyler and Clarkson, large area, very strong winds still pushing through the area, and very indicative of some strong potential for some strong damaging winds. Still getting reports of around 50 to 55 miles per hour. I don't believe we've received a report of over 60 recently. Did just get a report from the National Weather Service that just northeast of Snyder, they received a report of a 64 mile per hour wind gust. No word on if any damage was reported in that area. One other thing we're keeping an eye out for is we're beginning to get some sporadic power outages reported in the area, just a couple of hundred so far. So no widespread power outages. That's a bit of good news. Unfortunately, as these do move into more populated areas, we're likely to see that number go up, not just because of the fact that these are severe. Some of these storms are severe, but all of these storms are certainly packed with a lot of lightning. And yeah, you can see all of it right there. There is a lot of lightning in these thunderstorms this morning. I believe this is a 15-minute scan, and we've got, oh boy, over 1,000 lightning strikes with this complex of thunderstorms as they are passing over the area. So it is, even if you're avoiding the severe portions of these storms, they're going to be very vivid, they're going to be very noisy as they pass over the area. So a lot of lightning at this early hour as these storms are pushing through the area. Alicia, power flashing on and off just outside of Scribner, heavy wind and rainfall. Alicia, thanks for that report. Lacey Joe, West Point lost power. Yeah, sorry to hear that. I know that there were some pretty strong winds reported in that area, so hopefully they can get that back up and running shortly. But unfortunately, I think we're going to be seeing those power outage numbers continue to climb with such a large area of strong winds as well. And all of that lightning that can certainly produce even at least isolated pockets of power outages, depending on what they hit. So here's our 2 severe thunderstorm warnings at this hour. You see them scrolling at the bottom of your screen as well, with the expiration times counting down in the lower left. Again, the primary threat right now remains the potential for strong damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. These are general severe thunderstorm warnings, so 60 mile per hour winds are the primary threat. We've seen the overall wind speeds on radar and the wind reports begin to come down a little bit. Certainly still a dangerous situation with these thunderstorms. But hopefully we're seeing a trend. The one thing that we're concerned about as far as it pertains to the metro area is this new development to the south. And if this were to get its act together, we could see some new thunderstorms develop capable of producing some strong damaging winds. We're not seeing that yet. It's just a potential. But either way, it looks like we're going to be getting some showers and thunderstorms in the metro area here within the next hour. So we're going to continue to monitor that. Right now, Blair, Tacoma, Fremont now under a severe thunderstorm warning until 4:30, I believe, this morning. Yeah, 4:30 this morning for portions of Burt, Cumming, Washington, and Dodge County. That new severe thunderstorm warning now in effect until 4:30. There you see the outline of that new warning going right up to the Iowa border, as the most intense portion of these storms continues to push off to the east at about 45 miles per hour. Brandy over on Facebook, my daughter in West Point says she has no power, raining hard, lots of thunder and lightning. Yeah, the lightning is not just along that leading edge, so that is going to last for some time. Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord is providing an update now, and we're going to go to him in the Weather Center for an update.
Then east, and then could even have some instances where the wind is a little bit stronger here between Scribner and Fremont. So we're noticing some of the strongest gusts will likely be going through Tacoma and the Blair area along Highway 75. In that whole corridor there, and then crossing over into Iowa with this latest warning. You can see the northern extent of the warning right here, southern extent of the warning right here, metro down here, and this is all going to be moving to the east. I can show you very little hail threat with this one, if any at all. Not really a big issue. These are all pretty low on the scale here with less than half-inch diameter hail. So frequent lightning, strong wind. This is over the last 10 minutes here, and you can see just within this warned area, extending back towards the Platte River, there's over 500 lightning strikes. So there's frequent lightning. That's a very dangerous part of this, and some strong straight line winds just set to move into the Fremont area and then up towards Tacoma. That is the biggest issue. There's no signs of rotation with this. So I wanted to give you a little update here on air. We are streaming live on our app, on our website, on social media, and on YouTube. If you like to watch there as we get ready for our newscast here this morning, that's the best place to check that out. Otherwise, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in place until, I believe this is, 8 o'clock. So that goes through 8 o'clock as these storms will keep marching to the east. There could be new warnings on the south edge of this, but as of right now, you can head over to our website and stream there if you'd like to know more information about what's going on to our north, and we'll see if any more warnings are issued down to the south, and we'll be live here at 4:30 a.m. at the latest with new updates. Could even be on a little earlier with any fresh warnings.
Okay, Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord there with an update as we're continuing our extended coverage here on our website, firstalert6.com, as well as on your Roku devices, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, you name it, we're streaming there. And we want to thank everyone for joining us if the storms have woken you up and kept you up as these storms continue to push off to the east now at about 45 miles per hour. I know a lot of you are asking about expected wind speeds in the Omaha area. Right now there is not a severe thunderstorm moving towards the metro area, but as we look a little further to the south here, we are seeing these pockets of stronger thunderstorms south of the warning, approaching the Wahoo area, and eventually we'll be moving through the metro area. These could continue to intensify, and we could see some strong winds, but I would say right now anywhere between 40 and 50 miles per hour is certainly possible in the metro area. We could see stronger winds if these storms continue to intensify. But again, that is just a potential. We can't really forecast just how high the wind gusts will go with these thunderstorms. But right now, the only severe portion of this storm is north of the metro area, north of the Elkhorn area. But we will still see some thunderstorms here over the next hour or so in the metro area. But we will just be monitoring it here on our stream, whether or not these storms do become severe. If we roll the radar back here, you can see that line that kind of disappears. And one thing that may keep us out of the severe weather here in the metro area, you can kind of see it's what we call an outflow boundary. And that outflow boundary is getting out ahead of the storms. And when it gets out ahead of the storms like that in that portion, those storms do tend to weaken quite a bit. But if we roll this to the live section, you do see that there are continually new thunderstorms popping up along that outflow boundary. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So here's that outflow boundary, and we're seeing all these little thunderstorms popping up. They're not severe. In fact, most, I don't believe, are producing a whole lot in the way of lightning right now. But if these storms can stay attached to that outflow, that is when we could see some significant intensification on the south side of this. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it does mean that the showers and thunderstorms will continue to stretch further down. You could expect some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the Lincoln area. It's just kind of a wait and see to see what happens on the south side of this. So far, winds are a little bit weaker here in the warned area than they were earlier, but still potential of strong damaging winds. Not just along the leading edge, but further back. We've seen the Clarkson and Schuyler area. We've seen these intense winds continuing for some time now, and that may be due to what we call a mesoscale convective vortice kind of spinning around on the north side of this complex, and it's kind of wrapping those winds behind the leading edge a little bit. Not necessarily severe winds, but certainly some strong winds. But the potential is still there throughout that complex of showers and thunderstorms, of winds getting upwards of 60 miles per hour. So people in Fremont, you're likely just coming into this right now, as well as in the Takema and Blair areas now under the gun. And yeah, Tammy over on Facebook says, boy, the winds in Fremont are here. So the winds have arrived in Fremont. Thanks for that report there. Want to go back and double check our reports on power outages. Still not seeing too many, which is good. I know some of you were saying the power was out in West Point. I'm assuming that is in, and forgive me, I'm not up to speed on my cities and counties. I believe that's in Madison County. If I'm wrong about that, please correct me. That is where we're seeing the bulk of the outages at this time, but they do remain relatively small, and we would certainly like to keep it that way, but I do expect to see a lot of at least isolated power outages over the area, simply because of the massive amount of lightning that we're seeing out there. It is just intense. So that is continuing. Let's switch over to lightning actually here, and you can see we're getting some more lightning here down to the south by Wahoo. Not necessarily means that this is a severe thunderstorm, but just seeing a little bit of intensification in this area between Fremont and Wahoo that we'll have to keep an eye out. Either way, showers and thunderstorms are in the cards over the next hour or two for the Omaha metro area. Right now, we do not have any severe thunderstorms that are tracking towards the metro area, but we are monitoring these strong thunderstorms. If they do continue to intensify, we could see some of these storms as they approach the metro area reach severe limits, like further to the north along this complex. And so we're going to continue to monitor this with our extended coverage here on streaming. In the upper left portion of your screen, you can see the 24-hour count for severe weather reports in Iowa and Nebraska. And then on that scroll there at the top of your screen, those are the latest damage reports and wind reports coming in over the last 3 hours. And certainly getting some reports as these storms passed further to our west earlier this morning of some significant damage in some communities. But boy, that is an awful lot of lightning there on the radar. If I zoom this out a little bit and we do a quick check here, again, this is over the last 10 minutes in the area here. Still over 1,000 lightning strikes, and if we zoom in some of the warned areas, you can see just how intense and compact over a very small area here that we're seeing just a massive amount of lightning. I mean, this is a very small area, and we're still seeing hundreds of lightning strikes just within the last 10 minutes. So if you're somebody who doesn't like all the lightning and the thunder, and I'm sorry, but it is very intense out there right now. Trust me, I've got a dog in Elkhorn that will be running for the bathroom here shortly, as they do not like the noise that these thunderstorms can make. And I know a lot of people share that sentiment, and it is completely understandable. I can certainly say that. Tammy saying heavy rain and thunder in Fremont now. Thanks for that report. I believe somebody said that this was the storms hit in areas where school is starting today. Yeah, there's I know there's some districts that are getting underway here today, and yeah, this is quite the wake-up call for those kids that are just going to have to get used to getting up early, and then on top of that, they're probably getting woken up even earlier in some of these areas as these storms are moving through. So just checking some of the reports, Arcadia, widespread tree and power line damage. Let's see, not seeing exactly. Some of our power outage reports might be delayed because I'm not seeing a lot of outages reported in that area. But again, that has a lot to do with just what is being reported. There may be unreported outages as well. But we'll certainly keep an eye out on that. Right now, just about 400 customers without power across Nebraska. So no widespread outages, but again, with all that lightning, certainly would not be surprised to see some additional outages, especially as these storms continue to move into more populated areas. I'm going to take a minute here to scan our DOT cam and see if we can get an updated look at some of these storms. We'll also be bringing you some of our city cams as these storms approach the Omaha area. Let me see if we can pull up another. Find some other DOT cameras in some of the harder hit areas right now. So I would imagine Oakland still kind of in the thick of it right now. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at, this is the Nebraska Department of Transportation camera in the Oakland area. And you see some pretty intense rain, plenty of lightning there. Not seeing any indication of any intense winds in that area as those storms continue to push off to the east here at about 45 miles per hour. There are some more intense winds that will likely be approaching the Oakland area later this morning, as some of the stronger wind gusts are now still lagging behind the leading edge, back towards Clarkson and Schuyler and North Bend, still getting some pretty intense winds in those areas where the thunderstorms do continue, but nothing necessarily that's severe at this time. Let's go back now to live first alert radar. You can see they have pared down that severe thunderstorm warning has expired, and we now just have the one severe thunderstorm warning here for the West Point, Fremont, Kama, Blair areas, and this will be crossing over into western Iowa shortly. You can see that kind of relatively sharp leading edge there, but still getting some pretty strong winds there on the leading edge, but certainly not the signatures we were seeing earlier this morning, and instead seeing some gusty wind gusts well behind it. So we are going to continue to monitor that. We're also monitoring to the south what will be moving into the metro area here over the next hour or so. And if we rock this back, you can see we're getting some pretty sustained thunderstorms now approaching the Wahoo area. And these will be moving into the metro area. These are getting a little bit more intense. They're not severe at this time. But we are keeping an eye out for the potential of some strong wind gusts in this area. Not seeing any right now necessarily. And not seeing any intense hail anywhere in these storms. Really the only and primary threat here, other than that extremely vivid lightning that continues to build, is the potential for some wind gusts approaching 60 miles per hour. As the storm is coming over the Oakland area, getting some more intense winds on the DOT camera there. There you see winds picking up there in the Oakland area. Again, this is the intersection of Highway 32 and 77 just south of Oakland. And there you see those winds we've been talking about all morning picking up, along with that intense rainfall. We've seen rainfall reports approaching 1.5 inches in some areas. Let's see, just getting an update here from the National Weather Service. Southern end of the warned line has shown a slight uptick in strength over the last few scans. Also looks like maybe an enhanced area of wind developing just west of Fremont. So far, max gust at the Fremont airport, 37 miles per hour, but would expect that to increase over the next 5 to 10 minutes. Fremont, you are still under a severe thunderstorm warning, I believe until 4:30. Yes, 4:30. Radar is suggesting 60 mile per hour gusts remain possible. We'll see how much of that makes it to the surface. Yeah, we've been seeing those intense winds on the scans, but again, the radar is scanning those winds thousands of feet in the atmosphere, and so we don't really have the ground truth. That's where we really still rely on storm spotters because we don't know when those winds reach the surface. That's just the nature of physics, is that the further the beam goes out, the higher it goes. And so that's where storm chasers and storm spotters become very, very critical in letting us know what's going on. Just getting in a report from the Stanton County Emergency Manager, major street flooding in Stanton along Highway 57 through town. Major street flooding in Stanton. Also reporting that power outage in West Point, south of West Point in the county, also without power. As we're looking at this live picture from Oakland, the National Weather Service confirming a 56 mile per hour wind gust. So there you see those winds picking up on the camera there, and just getting a report of a 56 mile per hour wind gust there in the Oakland area. I'm going to go ahead and put the radar in the upper right part of the screen there, as we're going to keep this image up as long as we can as the winds are picking up, and boy, there's a lot of lightning, as we have seen throughout the morning with these storms, that very, very intense lightning. Again, you're looking live at the interchange of highways 32 and 77 near Oakland, where the Weather Service just received a report of a 56 mile per hour wind gust, and in that area where a severe thunderstorm warning does remain in effect until 4:30 this morning. The Weather Service also monitoring these storms south of Fremont, between Fremont and Wahoo. You can see there in the upper right portion of your screen, these storms will be shortly moving into the Omaha metro area. They are not severe at this time, but we are keeping a close eye on them, as we're getting some indications of some stronger wind gusts. So we could potentially see portions of the metro area get a severe thunderstorm warning for strong winds, as if these storms do continue to intensify, and that's an if. But either way, we're going to have some very noisy storms moving through the metro area over the next hour or two, as this entire complex of showers and thunderstorms continues to push off to the east at about 45 miles per hour. Right now, the only warning in effect is for Burt, Cumming, Dodge, and Washington counties until 4:30 this morning. This line of severe thunderstorms does have a history of producing strong damaging winds upwards of 70 miles per hour. It has produced damage and power outages in its path as it is crossing over the Oakland area right now. There you see some of those strong winds, the intense lightning and heavy rain that's been falling over all areas caught in the path of these storms. Just seeing Riley over on Facebook, West Point powerless, lots of branches down. Riley, thanks for that report. And yeah, that confirms what we've been hearing from emergency management of widespread power outages in Stanton County, as well as some major street flooding in Stanton as well. In terms of major street flooding, curb to curb, approximately 2 to 3 inches deep over 4 to 5 blocks in Stanton. Street is prone to flooding with the runoff, but deputy is telling me that they haven't seen it this bad for a long time. So some significant street flooding going on in Stanton right now. And a good reminder that if you see water over a roadway, you need to avoid that area, because it doesn't take much to sweep a car off the road. And something we will hopefully avoid. But yeah, Stanton County Emergency Management just reporting in Stanton since midnight tonight over nearly 2.5 inches of rain with these intense thunderstorms as they've been moving through the area. So we do appreciate those reports. Taylor on Facebook, my back patio in Fremont is starting to flood. I hope it doesn't leak through my door. Well, I hope so too. Yeah, you don't want to deal with any water damage. I've been there. It is most unpleasant, and hopefully that is not something anyone is going to have to deal with to start their Thursday morning. As these storms continue to move through the area. Let's go ahead and take a tour here on the radar. So we have our 1 severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Burt, Cumming, Dodge, and Washington until 4:30 this morning. We're monitoring some intensification on the south side of this as the storm is now passing over Wahoo and approaching Elkhorn, Gretna, and the rest of the metro area. Again, this is not a severe warned storm, but we are seeing indications of some stronger wind gusts embedded in this portion of the storm, and so at the very least we're going to see some gusty winds and a lot of rain, lightning, and thunder in the metro area here very, very soon as these storms continue to push off to the east at about 45 miles an hour. There you see some of the stronger wind gusts in the Fremont area, North Bend, east of Schuyler, north of Schuyler, west of Scribner, and so we will have to see what these storms do as they approach the metro area. Take a look at some of our city cams here and see if we're picking up any of that lightning out to our west. I believe that camera is looking to the east. And let's check out Blackstone here. See if I can't spin that camera around here real quick. Okay, so let's want to take our city cam here high atop Blackstone Plaza. And not seeing that lightning off to the west as the storms are approaching, but you can see the motion of the clouds here over the metro area. As this strong thunderstorm will be passing over the metro area here shortly, over the next hour or so. And hopefully we can get this all out of here before the meat of the morning commute. Holly over on Facebook, still no power in West Point. Yeah, Holly, we're hearing that the power outages in the greater West Point area are pretty widespread, and that generally means it's going to be a bit of a longer fix than most would like. As you're seeing some of the lightning now, as we're looking to the west from Blackstone Plaza here as the storm is approaching the metro area. Getting an update from the National Weather Service now. As of now, we may not need a new severe thunderstorm warning in western Iowa. The main area of interest, let me pull up the radar here while I'm reading this. And you can see, I'll go ahead and zoom out here so you can see where that warning is in Nebraska here right now as it's crossing the Missouri River east of Tacoma. As of now, we may not need a new severe thunderstorm warning into Iowa. The main area of interest is in the northern area up near Oakland, but that has decreased in intensity. So the northern part of the current warning in the 50 to 60 mile per hour range currently, but seems to be trending down. The southern part of the warning is more in the 40 to 45 mile per hour range. So we may be getting to a point here where the potential for strong damaging winds is finally beginning to decrease. And that would certainly be welcome news. We're going to have to get through some noisy thunderstorms here in the metro area again over the next hour or so. But the National Weather Service saying that the trends that they're seeing on the radar right now indicate to them that we may be seeing enough weakening. And so right now they are not immediately pulling the trigger on a new severe thunderstorm warning in Iowa west of the existing warning. That warning is set to expire here in about 15 minutes. You see the countdown in the bottom left portion of your screen. And they're seeing the winds there beginning to ease off a bit. They're also seeing some strong wind gusts on the south side in the Fremont area and areas south of the warning, but those gusts are not coming anywhere near severe limits. So we will get some gusty winds here in the metro area. We will get a lot of lightning, a lot of rain, but right now, I guess we could say cautiously optimistic that we are going to avoid a major severe weather event here in the metro. That would certainly be welcome news. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us on our various streaming platforms. If you're watching us on our website and you're watching us on the main channel, we're going to be going offline on that here shortly because our news will be starting at 4:30. You can still watch us on our 24/7 streaming weather channel. We're also streaming on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, as well as other various Facebook pages. Again, if you want to support what we're doing, we really appreciate it. The best way you can do that is subscribe to our channel on YouTube, like these live streams wherever you're watching it, as that really helps us get more exposure to people here in Nebraska and Iowa when we do these severe weather streams. Again, right now, just the one severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for the greater Tacoma area until 4:30 this morning. The National Weather Service is monitoring this line of showers and thunderstorms, but at this time, they are cautiously optimistic, I think I would say, that conditions will remain below severe limits. So they are not immediately issuing any new warnings along this line. But they do continue to monitor it as it is crossing into Iowa, east of Tacoma, and further to the south, it is approaching the metro area. We have seen this kind of come together a little bit better as we're seeing this line really fill in. If I roll the radar back here, you can see how it's really come together here. But right now, I don't believe we're seeing a little bit of increased wind in the Fremont area. But so far it appears the Weather Service is not getting any indication that these stronger winds, there you see 50 to 60 plus miles per hour, even an 84 I think I just saw there. But the Weather Service is saying they're getting no indication that these strong winds are reaching the ground. This is still pretty high up in the atmosphere. And so even though it's indicating 60, 70 mile per hour winds, that's just not reaching the ground. And again, that is the advantage of weather monitoring equipment, storm spotters and storm chasers especially, that are telling us that those winds are not happening at the surface. And we would like to see that continue. And so that's why, even though we're seeing these strong wind returns on the radar, we do not see a severe thunderstorm warning, is because these wind gusts are not translating down to the ground. These are very intense wind speeds further aloft. and right now they're only seeing between 30 and 40 mile per hour wind gusts at the surface. So folks in Elkhorn, you are now next in line for these stronger thunderstorms. If I switch over to lightning mode, again, a lot of lightning. It's going to be noisy for the next hour or two here in the metro, but we'll get through it, as we do have the one remaining severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Burt County until 4:30 this morning. And right now, unless something changes on radar, the National Weather Service has no plans to issue a new warning unless they see something that would suggest that these storms are getting stronger, or suggest that these winds are actually reaching the surface. And they are just not getting any indication of that right now. We're also keeping an eye out for the power outages out in the area. We do have a lot of outages in the Madison County area, but again, statewide, still sitting at about 400 or so outages at this time. And most of those very isolated, with the exception of Stanton County, where we're getting a report of a lot of outages in the West Point area this morning. And so that may be a little more significant, because we're not getting those reports from official channels other than what's being reported by emergency management. So power out in West Point, south of West Point. The county is without power as well. And I know many of you have told us about the power outages in that area. So we do appreciate those reports. I'm sorry these storms keep waking you up at night. They've kept me up too, trust me. And just some early morning summertime thunderstorms that are just going to be kind of a pain in our rear end as we're trying to start our Thursday morning. So we'll continue to monitor this. Again, that severe thunderstorm warning for Burt County now set to expire in about 9.5 minutes. And right now, you can see the bulk of that storm has already pushed out of the warned area. The National Weather Service, for now, says they're not seeing anything indicative of severe weather, so they have not issued a warning in western Iowa. They have not issued a warning for the metro area, and have not issued any warnings. Even though we're seeing some 60-plus mile per hour wind gusts on radar, there is no indication those winds are reaching the surface at this time. Now, that can still change. It can absolutely change, and that's why we're monitoring these storms. But for now, it appears that the severe weather threat has diminished, but the potential does still remain there. So we're gonna keep the stream going. Savannah over on Facebook asking about when the power in West Point will be back on. Savannah, I honestly couldn't tell you. We have been getting updates from emergency management in that area. So all I can tell you is that first responders are on top of it. But I imagine, unfortunately, in some of these areas, those showers and thunderstorms have continued for some time, and that does impede the work. So as things continue to calm down, as long as it's not a major equipment issue, hopefully they can get that power restored. But because it's so widespread, it may take a while. That appears to be our one very widespread power outage. And in cases like that, sometimes it's not as quick of a fix as maybe a trip circuit or something like that from a lightning strike. The outage in West Point may take some time. And right now we don't have any indication when that may change. Just getting an update, and this is not surprising considering what's going on out there. This is for Burt, Cumming, Stanton, Thurston, and Wayne counties. A flood advisory now in effect. A flood advisory now in effect until 7:15 for urban and small stream flooding caused by the excessive rainfall. Minor flooding in low-lying areas is expected. Radar and automated rain gauges indicated heavy rain causing urban and small stream flooding. Between 1 to 3 inches of rain has already fallen, and another inch could fall over the next couple of hours. This additional rain will result in minor flooding. This includes the areas of Stanton, Wisner, Pender, Lyons, Walt Hill, Beamer, Bancroft, Windside, Pilger, Rosalie, Thurston, Macy, as well as the highway intersection at Highway 9 and 51, the Winnebago Reservation and Lake, Rec area, and the Omaha Reservation. So just something to be advised if you're in those areas. There could be some isolated flooding in spots as a lot of rain has fallen over the last couple of hours, and it continues to fall in those areas. Read over on Facebook, raining sideways in Blair. Yeah, still some good wind gusts in this, but nothing reaching severe limits. I know somebody was asking about Lincoln. Again, we're seeing this stretching of showers and thunderstorms to our south, but none of these storms are severe at this time. Just some general showers and thunderstorms with some gusty winds in them, but right now, the only warning in effect is for Burt County. That's set to expire here in about 6 minutes, as you see on the bottom of your screen. And right now, no additional severe weather is being reported at this time, as that storm has moved well east of Tacoma, and the Weather Service has not issued a new warning. So it looks like they're going to let that warning for Burt County expire, and at least for now, there are no plans to issue any additional warnings. Let's go ahead and pull up, see if I have this set up right, as we're getting a little bit more vivid lightning on our city cams here. So I want to pull some of those up here. If I can get those up. If this doesn't work, I apologize. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and let's take the bug out of here so you can see that a little better. So I've got a few cameras up here across the metro area. In the upper right portion of your screen, that is the Blackstone camera here in Midtown looking to the west. In the middle right portion of your screen, that is our camera at Epley Airfield. And then the lower right, that is our camera at 144th and Dodge. So we've been getting some of that lightning as it's moving into the metro area now. And we do expect to see that continue to pick up over the next half hour or so. So a line of strong and very potent lightning-producing thunderstorms beginning to move into the metro area, but at this time, no indication of severe weather. That could change. But right now, just some gusty winds and a lot of lightning, and some pretty intense rainfall as well is expected here in the metro area as we move over the next hour. Lyric over on Facebook asking about when Omaha's supposed to get hit. Yeah, so you're seeing the lightning off in the distance. You're going to be hearing the thunder soon enough, trust me, as there's a lot of lightning in these storms. At this time, I can tell you that there should be no need to shelter. Obviously, you need to get indoors, and you need to stay indoors. You don't want to be out in lightning-producing thunderstorms. But right now, no indication of any severe weather with any of these thunderstorms. Our one warning here about to expire in 3 minutes that does not include the metro area. And the Weather Service says everything they're seeing on radar of intense winds is not translating to the ground. And so that is why they have not issued any new severe thunderstorm warnings. Just a strong line of thunderstorms about to move through the metro area and likely to be with us here for about an hour or two this morning. And then hopefully conditions will improve before most people hit the road for the morning rush this morning. And we're certainly, again, grateful to not see any widespread severe weather here in the metro, because when you reach the metro area, it gets a little dicier, as there's plenty more things that can sustain damage with a concentrated thunderstorm over the area. So right now we're hoping that these storms will continue to remain below severe limits, and we will just get through this with a very, very noisy morning. And it looks like we're going to get a warning here in western Iowa. Just coming up on our screen. Severe thunderstorm warning now in effect, and we should see that pop up here on the bottom of the screen here in just a moment. Severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for portions of Monona, Harrison, and Shelby County in western Iowa. There it pops up on the bottom of your screen. The severe thunderstorm warning will remain in effect until 5:15 this morning. Severe thunderstorm located along a line extending from 5 miles northwest of Moorhead to 4 miles east of Pisgah to 3 miles south of Magnolia, moving east at 50 miles per hour. So a little bit of acceleration in this, and this is likely why we're seeing this warning being issued. Is a little pocket of some more intense winds showing up here on the radar scans. That is not correct. I apologize. Still just getting about 50 miles per hour in that, but also a little bit of a notch in that as well that could be indicative of some very, very weak rotation. Again, severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for portions of Harrison, Monona, and Shelby counties in western Iowa until 5:15, I believe. And then we're kind of in between National Weather Service offices. We have a severe thunderstorm warning also for Crawford County until 5:15. That is just kind of an extension of this because we've got different National Weather Service offices forecasting warnings for the same storm just because of geographically where they're located. So it really is the same severe thunderstorm warning, just in a couple of pieces here, as there's still some concern of some wind gusts approaching 60 miles per hour in this area of western Iowa. So we did see the Weather Service hold off on this warning for a while, but they've gone ahead and done it. And the main concern from the Weather Service is a local surge in the outflow, and could be an increase in mesovortex development. That's where we get kind of these broader areas of rotating winds that can kind of push the storm and certainly not produce a tornado, but can produce what we kind of call outflow dominant winds, and those can kind of create that bowing in the storm and create some stronger wind gusts in some isolated areas. So that is why that severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued again for portions of Crawford County in that smaller box you see there, as well as portions of Harrison, Monona, and Shelby counties for the potential of 60 mile per hour winds. That warning remains in effect until 5:15 this morning. Paisley on Facebook, it's certainly loud here in Blair. A few solid gusts of wind. Yeah, there's certainly some wind gusts with this, but we're not seeing any indication of anything reaching severe limits, anything that would suggest the capability of producing significant damage. And so we're just going to have to get through some noisy storms here. Let's go ahead and zoom out. And we'll go back here to a wider view. Bring you down to the metro area here to see where things stand. Elkhorn now in a pretty intense thunderstorm right now. There you see Bennington in the thick of it, now approaching the Boys Town area and the 680 corridor, and just making its way across the metro, moving to the east at anywhere between 40 and 50 miles per hour. Now getting a new flood advisory issued for portions of Colfax and Dodge counties in Nebraska. Again, for the same concern of some heavy rain that may produce some localized flooding. So something to keep an eye out for if you're on the roads there early this morning. But again, right now, no warnings in Nebraska. We do have this new warning for Harrison, Monona, Shelby, and Crawford counties until 5:15 for the isolated chance of some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as that storm has now crossed into western Iowa. Here on the radar, you see the Omaha metro area as the thunderstorm is moving through the area. On the right side of your screen, you see cameras from our Blackstone Plaza, the Epley Airfield, and then 144th and Dodge as we're watching the storm slowly make its way in here into the metro. I want to switch over to the lightning here because we're not seeing the amount of lightning we were seeing earlier. Certainly really across this whole line, a significant reduction in lightning, unless the scan is just catching up here. Still plenty of lightning out there, but certainly looking a little bit more like a general thunderstorm. So hopefully that will keep the potential for severe weather at a minimum. We are still under a severe thunderstorm watch until 8 o'clock, but that has been issued specifically for this line of storms that is moving through the area. And yeah, while there is some concern in western Iowa, the storms have weakened considerably, but there's still some concern with some pockets of strong winds around this Boeing area here. That we could see some isolated gusts upwards of 55 to 60 miles per hour. But the general trend of this entire complex has been weakening for some time, and we're not seeing the strong wind indications that we were seeing earlier this morning. And certainly that is wonderful news as this is moving into the metro area as we speak. Nick on Facebook, wind picking up in Elkhorn. Yeah, Elkhorn really getting into it now, and we're likely to see a little more evidence of that here shortly on our city cams on the right side of your screen as these storms continue to move deeper into the metro area. Again, I want to thank everybody that's joining us on this very early Thursday morning as these storms have been pushing across the state all night long. Producing some significant damage to our west, but fortunately these storms have weakened considerably and even seeing a significant reduction in the amount of lightning that we're seeing in these storms, but still some potential out there. We could see some isolated wind gusts in western Iowa. That's why that warning is in effect until 5:15 this morning. Some stronger, at least rainfall radar suggesting about to move through the metro area, but again, we've really seen a significant reduction in the amount of lightning and the volatility in these storms, and not really seeing any indication of strong damaging winds anywhere near the metro area. So it looks like it's just going to be a very noisy morning for many of you. And I know that stinks. We've had a lot of noisy mornings recently, and boy, it can get a little annoying after a while, can it? But just wanted to keep you apprised of what's going on. If you do have to venture out in the next hour and a half here in the metro, you're going to be dealing with some showers and thunderstorms. And even if you head out later, we could still see some rainfall for a good portion of the morning here, as some of these remnants behind the leading edge continue to push across the area. Ultimately, we hope to have all of these storms out of here well before 10 o'clock this morning. And unfortunately, we are looking at the potential of more overnight thunderstorms tomorrow. At least right now, the threat for severe weather from those storms appears to be much less than what we saw this morning. And then we may be looking at some morning and afternoon showers and thunderstorms on Friday. More showers and thunderstorms possible on Saturday. Are you sensing the pattern here? Just a very active weather pattern, but at least fortunately for our neck of the woods here in Nebraska and Iowa, we have not seen any major damage, especially compared to what they saw out west in central Nebraska earlier this morning, where wind gusts were getting upwards of about 75 miles per hour in areas. We received some reports out west of significant tree and power line damage, and just a messier situation out there. As these storms have begun to lose a little bit of their punch. Still don't think we're getting a very solid report on the extent of the power outages in the area. I know there are significant power outages in the Stanton area. If anybody is in the West Point area and you've had your power restored, please let us know, because I know that power outages in the West Point area are very widespread, and so they may take a little while to get back up and running. Haley asking about any warning for tornado in Woodbine. No tornadoes this morning. We did have a couple of tornado warnings earlier this morning for some rotation, but no indication that a tornado did in fact touch down. Just some gusty winds out there with these thunderstorms, and we're really seeing that threat diminish quickly, which is why the Weather Service has not issued any warnings for the metro area. Any power outages in Elkhorn or Omaha? Not to my knowledge. Obviously, there certainly could be some isolated outages from lightning strikes or the like, but not expecting any major issues here in the metro area as these storms move through. Weather Service says they are keeping an eye on some rotation in the Ottawa area. Let me see if I can pull that up. I assume they may be talking about... Oh, I'm not sure what they're talking about. Let me... I'm wondering about that notch there on the radar. Let's switch over to... Oh, they're talking about on the back end of this. Okay. So you see this, this is where we could see a little bit of a brief spin up. Hopefully not too concerning, but as this, we're kind of seeing it wrap around on the top side of this comma-shaped feature of the thunderstorm. So if you go back to the Ottawa area, we'll switch back over to the velocity scans here. Just seeing a little bit of mingling taking place here, where the reds and greens are coming a little bit together here. It doesn't look too significant. It looks a little bit broad to me, but certainly could be something worth keeping an eye on. So this is not in an area of any warning at this time, but again, the Weather Service says they're keeping an eye on this as some tightening rotation. So they may decide to do something with this, but right now it looks pretty broad. Certainly not the kind of rotation that we saw earlier with our tornado warnings to our north and west, but definitely some broad rotation on the north side of this, and just kind of the nature of the storm. Not very intense in that area, but as you can see here, as we get that bowing and that comma shape here, it kind of wraps around itself on the north side, and so that can produce a little bit of rotation, and that's what they're keeping an eye out right now. They're monitoring it, but not issuing a warning for it at this time, and hopefully they will see that rotation kind of ease off a little bit, but right now nothing of immediate concern for the Ottawa area in western Iowa. Getting a little bit more lightning here on the city cam, so I want to go ahead and leave those up for you, as I'm sure you're also seeing a lot of that lightning. And if you're just joining us, I know some of you may be just joining us. You got woken up by the storms. Good morning. Sorry to wake you, but we're just in this persistent pattern of overnight and early morning thunderstorms here in eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. This line of showers and thunderstorms has spent the entire night and overnight moving across the state of Nebraska, producing a lot of wind damage, a lot of damage in many areas. But as it approached the river and the metro area, we finally saw this line begin to weaken, kind of fall behind the main energy and the main outflow from these storms. And so now we're just dealing with some noisy thunderstorms in the area. We do still have that warning for portions of western Iowa until 5:15 this morning. Have not received any reports of any severe weather in that warning. The Weather Service went ahead and issued that warning because of a small area suggesting some stronger wind gusts. But so far, a lot of the wind gusts measured on radar have not been the wind speeds that are reaching the ground. For instance, I believe earlier, near the radar site for the National Weather Service over in Valley, the radar was indicating wind speeds of over 60 miles per hour, but the Weather Service said they didn't even see wind gusts over 40. So some very intense and strong winds being detected by radar, but they're not reaching the ground, and that is the good news. And even those wind speeds on radar have come down significantly. And right now we're just kind of dealing with these general thunderstorms now over much of the area. And so they're producing plenty of lightning, plenty of thunder, plenty of rain, and some wind gusts, but nothing that we expect to cause any widespread damage. So that's why you don't see any additional warnings along this line. Oops. There you see the line extending down past Lincoln, but just some showers and thunderstorms, nothing of major concern. Really just going to be another wet morning across the area, just like we saw yesterday. And hopefully we'll get all of this out of here, the bulk of it out of here, before the morning rush really picks up. And but we'll still have some persistent showers and thunderstorms across the area, especially for the first half of this morning. And hopefully we'll get things cleared out of here by 10 o'clock or noon. And then unfortunately we may be looking at more overnight thunderstorms tomorrow night. There could be some severe weather, but right now those chances look a little bit lower than what we experienced here over the last few hours. And now we have a tornado warning that has just been issued. This is not the area that they were looking at. And let's see what the Weather Service is saying, because it is... Is that Sioux Falls? Oh, no, that came out of Des Moines. So the National Weather Service in Des Moines has decided to issue this tornado warning for Crawford County. They say they're doing it based on radar trends. I don't know if I'm on the Des Moines radar. I don't believe I am. Interesting. So tornado warning now in effect for portions of Crawford and Carroll County until 5:15 this morning. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located 6 miles south of Charter Oak, 13 miles west of Denison, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So the area they're looking at is right here. And see if I can get Des Moines radar, because this is the radar in Omaha, and I'm wondering if they're seeing something that Omaha isn't. Yeah, I'm not really seeing it. I guess if I roll this back, yeah, I am not seeing that. We'll check this out again on Omaha radar. And it's not necessarily in the warning, but boy, the only thing I could see here is right around here. I was wondering if maybe there was something on the ground that suggested why they issued this, but if there's any rotation, I would think it's in that area. But it just doesn't look all that impressive. I don't think I can even see it on Des Moines radar. And Omaha's radar here, which I believe is closer, you can kind of see that broad rotation there, but it doesn't look like anything that would suggest something's coming down to the ground. was hoping we'd get some clarification here, because maybe some storm spotter or something saw something that's not showing up on radar. Because this is, regardless of the radar, this is some distance away from the radar, so not the clearest image on the velocity scan, but not really getting an indication here other than that they issued this tornado warning for radar trends. Now, if we look a little bit further to the south of this possible rotation, we are still seeing some strong wind gusts in the area. Dow City, Woodbine, seeing some pretty intense winds. Oop, that is not what I wanted. But again, not really translating down to the ground. And not getting really any reports of any strong wind gusts in those areas. So a tornado warning now in effect for portions of Crawford County until 5:15. I believe for a possible area of rotation southwest of Charter Oak. But I'm not really seeing a whole lot there other than maybe some broad rotation on the northern side of that complex. Yeah, Robert and Dunlap. Yeah, nothing really does seem to be severe right now. We do have these warnings over in western Iowa, and I can see where you are in relation to these warnings. The bulk of the wind appears to be, well, we could see some gusts south of you, but I don't know how much of this is reaching the ground. We haven't received any severe wind gust reports from this area. So again, this may be an indication of some very strong winds aloft, but may not be translating to the ground, and we certainly hope it stays that way. We have not received any damage reports in quite some time. Certainly none here in the metro or from the last handful of thunderstorm warnings in eastern Nebraska, now western Iowa. Now we have this tornado warning based on radar trends for Crawford County. Maybe there's some broad rotation up there, but I'm not really seeing it, to be honest. Just getting a new update here from the Storm Prediction Center. Let me take a look at this real quickly. The risk for strong to severe wind gusts continues with an organized cluster of storms moving along and north of I-80 into central Iowa through 6 to 7 a.m. Trends are continuing to be monitored for the possibility of an additional watch. So this would be for counties east of the First Alert 6 viewing area. Relatively compact, what we call a mesoscale convective system, has been maintaining intensity and organization. Intense westerly inflow, at least to mid-levels, now crossing the Missouri River. Yeah, so far the most recent peak wind gust near Takema was around 50 miles an hour. That's not severe. But there remains the potential for strong damaging winds. Could be some re-intensification of the storms as they approach the Des Moines area. So it looks like they may be issuing a new watch for central Iowa here in the not too distant future as these storms are beginning to push out of our area. National Weather Service in Valley, west of the metro, just reported 1.3 inches of rain fell there in just 30 minutes. So again, some very intense rainfall out there this morning. But fortunately, the severe weather threat certainly seems to be easing off over much of the area. We do have this severe thunderstorm warning as well as this tornado warning in effect for portions of Crawford County. If there's any rotation that I can see here, it actually looks like it's already out of the warned area. Over in the Ute, between Ute and Charter Oak, some broad rotation there, but not all that impressive. I'm not sure if this was maybe a cautionary move just because this is quite a bit of a distance from the radar. It looks like there's a little bit of strengthening inflow there in that last scan, but Still pretty broad. Nevertheless, they do have that tornado warning. Actually, that's in effect for Carroll and Crawford counties until 5:15 this morning. I'll go ahead and zoom out here. And there you see the thunderstorm warning and the tornado warning in western Iowa, and that is it. A lot of thunderstorms entering the metro area, already hitting the metro area now, as you see on our city cams on the right side of your screen. Again, none of these storms are severe in the metro area. We don't expect them to be severe in the metro area, but we're going to be dealing with a lot of rain and a lot of lightning for a while as these storms make their way to the east. Let's back out here and take a look at the bigger picture. There you see that severe thunderstorm watch that remains in effect until 8 o'clock this morning. As we mentioned, the Storm Prediction Center is considering a watch further to the east, including the Des Moines metro area, as they do see some potential for these storms to kind of re-intensify a bit as we move through the rest of the morning hours. But that is hopefully after it exits our area. We would like to be done with this severe weather as it has made its way across the state. The only other thing I can see here on radar that would suggest tornado potential is just where we have this this bowing segment right here. We're seeing it on the north side kind of wrap around itself, and so there could be some areas of isolated rotation in there, and we're seeing a little bit of that on radar, but pretty broad and not really strong. So this may have been a bit of a cautionary warning, because this is a little distance from the radar, and so the National Weather Service in Des Moines may have gone ahead and pulled the trigger on that tornado warning. Again, that remains in effect here for about another 20 minutes until 5:15. Let's see if we have an update from Des Moines on that. No updates from Des Moines, but they are kind of tracking this Boeing section. They do expect it, if anybody's joining us from the greater Des Moines area, you should see this line of strong to severe thunderstorms in about an hour and a half. Around the 6:30 time frame is when they're expecting this to reach the Des Moines metro area. And again, the Storm Prediction Center considering extending or issuing a new severe thunderstorm watch, as they are watching out for the potential of these storms re-intensifying as they make their way across western and central Iowa this morning. As we're approaching the 5 o'clock hour, Nick Weig here with you, First Alert 6 in Omaha, as we're continuing our extended severe weather coverage here on our streaming and platforms and our 24/7 weather channel as well. If you're just joining us, we have had a long track of warnings throughout the early morning hours as this potent line of showers and thunderstorms has moved through the area. But as it's now crossing into Iowa, we've seen extensive weakening. We do have this thunderstorm and tornado warning combo in western Iowa right now. Not really seeing a lot in the way of rotation. Let's go back and see if it may be a little clearer. Really not looking that intense, but could be still be some strong wind gusts here in this warned area. We're not really seeing a lot of that translating down to the ground. And so that is why the bulk of the area, even though we're dealing with some strong thunderstorms, not seeing a lot of warnings issued. As we go back down here to the metro area, you can see some strong thunderstorms now moving through. But again, these are not severe, but certainly producing a lot of rain and a lot of lightning, as you can see on our city cams on the right side of your screen. There you see the current location of these storms as they're passing over the metro area. Certainly seeing a good amount of lightning and rain here in the Midtown area. as these storms now passing over us here at the Blackstone Plaza. But again, no severe weather expected here in the metro area. We zoom back out here, and I want to put this in motion. You can kind of see that where that tornado warning and that thunderstorm warning are, that comma shape on the north side of this complex. That is really all I can see that would suggest why this tornado warning was issued, is that on this northern edge, as this kind of wraps around itself, you can still get some spin-ups and some areas of rotation, and that is why the Weather Service in Des Moines issued that tornado warning for Crawford and I believe Carroll County, a small portion of Carroll County as well. But again, that tornado warning and that severe thunderstorm warning for the greater area, including Harlan, remain in effect here for about another 16 minutes until 5:15. Those are the only warnings in the First Alert 6 area. We do still have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 8 o'clock this morning. They have been removing counties from that watch out west as the storms continue to propagate east. And for people east of us, if you're joining us and you're not in our area, you're closer to the Des Moines area, not out of the woods yet. The Storm Prediction Center is considering issuing a new watch for central Iowa as the conditions there are favorable for these storms to potentially re-intensify as they push deeper into central Iowa over the next couple of hours. If you're in the greater Des Moines area, around 6:30 is the estimated time frame for these storms to reach the metro area over there. So could be a bigger headache for the morning commute for folks in Des Moines. Hopefully, unless you really have to get an early jump on your day here in the Omaha metro area, hopefully most of you can hold off on your morning commute until after these storms have passed, which we hope to see happen here in the next hour or so. Haley over on Facebook asking about Council Bluffs. Yes, Council Bluffs is okay. We do not expect any severe weather in the metro area. Just some showers and thunderstorms early this morning, likely waking a lot of people up and ruining their sleep. But right now we don't expect any severe weather in our area as these storms continue to push through the area. We do still have that tornado warning up in the Crawford County area. We've got that severe thunderstorm warning for Crawford County as well. Really, the only potential danger here is some strong damaging winds. Really getting some strong returns on the radar still, but these winds are not translating down to the ground. These are several thousand feet in the atmosphere, and we're just not seeing these winds reach the ground. So even though it says there's 75 mile per hour winds, we are getting no confirmation from storm spotters on the ground that these storms are producing anything along the lines of severe winds at the surface. And so we would like to see that continue and hopefully get a break today, because unfortunately we may be dealing with some more strong thunderstorms again overnight tomorrow. Hopefully not as a significant threat as what we've seen today. I haven't checked the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. No, not seeing any significant concern for overnight to tomorrow night. Thursday night into Friday morning, if I can specify which tonight I'm talking about. But we're going to continue with these overnight and evening thunderstorms for at least a few more days here, as we've just been dealing with this active pattern of weather at inopportune times largely in our area, really messing with people's sleep. But otherwise, don't foresee any additional severe weather in our neck of the woods here in the metro. Again, we have those warnings up in the Denison and Harlan areas. We're don't believe we've received any reports of actual severe weather in that area. I do want to double check that though. Looks like we're going to get a new severe thunderstorm warning. National Weather Service in Des Moines is going to go ahead and let this tornado warning play out, even though the rotation has weakened. But they want to err on the side of caution, so they're not going to cancel it. And they are going to issue a new severe thunderstorm warning here momentarily. They'll extend further out to the east, as this is now beginning to exit the First Alert 6 viewing area. But that may include areas, including Carroll, when they get that out here momentarily. Yeah, Haley, it really depends on what you mean by stuff. You're certainly going to get some showers and thunderstorms in Council Bluffs, but again, we don't expect any severe weather there or anywhere in the metro area. Mallory, no, there are no tornadoes. We don't expect any tornadoes. We do have that one tornado warning for the Denison area, but that rotation, which seemed to be pretty broad to begin with, has weakened considerably. And really in the metro area here, Papillion, Millard, all of that, we're just dealing with some, at this point, pretty much just some garden variety thunderstorms, just with a lot of heavy rain. But really no major issues with wind. We've seen the lightning pick up a little bit here, but again, we don't expect any severe weather in the greater metro area this morning. We're just going to be dealing with these early morning thunderstorms yet again, but these will pass, and we can get on with our day, and then we will see what's in store for us later tonight and tomorrow morning, as we could see another overnight round of showers and thunderstorms. There could be a potential for a strong thunderstorm or two overnight tomorrow. But the threat looks a little bit, at least for now, it does not look as serious as the threat that we faced tonight across the state of Nebraska. Or excuse me, this morning and last night across the state of Nebraska. Nick asking about the Denison area. Yeah, officially you're under a tornado warning right now in the Denison area. But again, the rotation is extremely broad, extremely weak. I don't really see anything. The Weather Service has already said that they were kind of on the fence about canceling this tornado warning, but they're going to go ahead and just let it expire itself here in about 10 minutes. And they may still cancel it earlier than that. But could still see some gusty winds in that area. Obviously, a lot of lightning, a lot of rain. But we have not gotten any indication for some time out of that storm of any actual severe criteria winds. We're seeing on radar some extremely strong winds, but those winds are several thousand feet in the atmosphere, and they're not reaching the surface as far as we can tell. We've not received any reports of any strong damaging winds for some time, possibly since the West Point area, where they do have a lot of power outages in that area right now. Again, we continue to monitor this line of showers and thunderstorms. Fortunately, not nearly as strong as what we saw earlier this morning as they were tracking across central and eastern Nebraska. A lot of widespread damage reports out west of our area, and a lot of reports of anywhere between 55 and 75 mile per hour winds in central Nebraska. We have gotten some sporadic reports of power outages. We know there's a significant power outage in Stanton County in the West Point area. And if anybody in that area is still with us, if you do happen to get your power back, please let us know, as hopefully they can get that resolved sooner rather than later. It just really depends on where the damage is and what caused it. So But those widespread power outages can certainly take a little longer to get back up and running. But right now, again, just dealing with some thunderstorms in the metro area. Jen asking about the tornado warning in Crawford and Carroll County. Best guess is this is going to be canceled. They may let it just run out until 5:15, but right now no indication of any tornado developing in that area. They issued that warning because of some concerning rotation, but it never really got any stronger, never really tightened up. And not really seeing any indication that it's going to be getting any worse. Mallory asking about Nebraska City. Yeah, you're going to see some showers and thunderstorms later this morning in Nebraska City, but again, right now, no indication that we're going to see any severe weather, any additional severe weather here in Nebraska. We do still have the potential for some strong wind gusts in western Iowa, especially in the Harlan, Denison, and Carroll County areas. I believe the Weather Service is planning on issuing a new warning here shortly east of Harlan. But they have not done so yet, and these storms could re-intensify as they push out of our area closer to the Des Moines metro area. But for now, it appears the severe weather threat here in our area is all but over. We do still have a severe thunderstorm watch until 8 o'clock this morning, and they may just let that run out, as we do still have some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the area for a while now. But again, don't expect any severe weather in the metro area or anywhere in Nebraska for the rest of the morning. Brenda over on Facebook, 3 1/4 inches in Ottawa so far. Yeah, that's a lot of rain. We're certainly seeing a lot of heavy rainfall. And for you folks in the Ottawa area, you're kind of on the northern edge of this Boeing line, and that's where we're seeing that wraparound. And so that's leaving you in that corridor of heavy rain a lot longer than most. And so you're going to have to watch out for some localized flooding from that heavy rain. Jen on Facebook, there is no tornado. There is no tornado. There was a tornado warning issued for some rotation that they were concerned about, but that rotation has weakened. There is no tornado anywhere in Crawford or Carroll counties in Iowa. They may cancel that warning, but to be honest, it's going to expire in about 4 minutes, so they may just let it run out the clock. As you can see on your screen right now, Des Moines has issued that new severe thunderstorm warning. This is exiting our area now, but we'll go ahead and get you the information on this. Severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for portions of Audubon, Carroll, Crawford, and Guthrie counties until 6 o'clock this morning. Again, this is just for the potential of some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Severe thunderstorm located along a line extending from near Denison to near Aspinwall to 4 miles north of Prairie Rose State Park, moving east at 55 miles per hour. So again, severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for portions of Audubon, Carroll, Crawford, Guthrie, Greene, and Carroll. I already said Carroll. I think I got all of them in there. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 6 o'clock this morning. Again, this is moving out of our area, so really no potential left. And actually, it looks like they may have gone ahead. No, they did leave that tornado warning up. But the Weather Service has already said the rotation has weakened, and they're just going to let that tornado warning expire here in just about 3 minutes. So we have that new severe thunderstorm warning exiting our area. If we back out here, you can see plenty of showers and thunderstorms across the area, but none of these in the first alert 6 area are considered severe at this time, and we're pretty hopeful that that's not going to change. We're just going to be dealing with these showers and thunderstorms in the metro area for about another hour or so, and then things should start letting up across the area. So as long as you don't have to head off to work or any other activities early this morning, we should see things quiet down. For any of you who may have school starting today, I know there's some districts starting today. It's going to be some showers and thunderstorms in the area, but again, we don't expect any additional severe weather here in our area. Again, we're coming up on the 5:15 time here at First Alert 6 in Omaha, as we've been going here for about 3 hours tracking this potent line of showers and thunderstorms as it moved across Nebraska, now passing through Iowa. The severe threat really began to ease off as it approached the Missouri River, and fortunately we are for the most part in the clear in terms of dangerous weather, dangerous severe weather I should say, but we are still dealing with plenty of lightning and rain across the metro area. That's going to continue for a little while this morning, but again, we don't expect any severe weather, any additional severe weather here in the First Alert 6 viewing area. If we zoom out a little bit, you can see where these showers and thunderstorms stretch down towards the Beatrice area. Again, none of these severe. Additional showers and thunderstorms popping up around and west of Columbus. None of these are expected to be severe. And if we really zoom out, you can kind of see how this complex is kind of rolled across the state. I'm going to actually extend this here. Let's go back 6 hours. And this, you can kind of see how things just made their way through the overnight hours here in central and eastern Nebraska. That is probably when the storms reached their strongest point north of Grand Island. We did see some intensification in the West Point area in eastern Nebraska, and ever since then, things have really quieted down. Again, we do still have those warnings out in western Iowa, that tornado warning, and one of those thunderstorm warnings are going to disappear here in about 30 seconds. And then we'll just have that one warning outside of our area in central Iowa until 6 o'clock. Anybody watching us to the east in the Des Moines area, the Storm Prediction Center may be issuing a new watch for you folks. They're monitoring the potential for some re-intensification of this line as it pushes further into Iowa. But right now we're cautiously optimistic that the severe weather threat is over for our area. We're just dealing with these noisy thunderstorms for a good portion of your morning here in the Omaha metro area. So there you see the severe thunderstorm warning and the tornado warning in western Iowa have been allowed to expire. We just have that one warning northeast of our area for the greater Carroll area east of Harlan until 6 o'clock this morning. So I think what we're going to do here, zoom in a little bit here on the metro area. I've been going here for about 3 hours, and I'm beginning to feel the tickle in my throat. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take a break here. We're going to leave the radar up and all the other information on your screen as well. But if you want to keep an eye on what's happening, how things are trending here in the metro area, we're going to go ahead and leave the radar up here for you for a while. And if we need to cut in with any new information, we will certainly do that. But for now, we'll go ahead and leave the radar up for you as the storm continues. This non-severe thunderstorm, I can't stress that enough, continues to move through the metro area this morning.